Yes, we are going live now. We are live now.
Okay.
Okay, so we are live now. Thank you. So let me put the link for people who wants to join us. Guys, will start joining us. Yes. So let me just click that link. People will start joining. Let me put it on Twitter. Join us. Okay. People will join us. So join us. Okay. Let me put it on WhatsApp. Um, Join us. Um, People start joining now. Okay, so let me see how many is joining us. Yeah, 6 people are viewing now. Thank you. So if you are here, please let me see your comments. Guys, welcome to another session of Japa with D1. Please, if you are here, please kindly put your comments on YouTube. I can see people viewing. Thank you so much. Thank you, Super Moves. I can see you. Thank you. You are doing well. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Yes, 7 people. I will start by 2 o'clock exactly. Yeah, Mr. Radapo, thank you. I can see you, Mr. Pascal. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Yes, let's see. Where are you? Where are you joining us from? From where? Joining us from where? Let me put it on Facebook so that people will see. Hey, Elizabeth, thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Hi, Princess. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Yes, join us live. Let me put it on Facebook. I'm putting it on Facebook now. Okay. Let me see. Um, Let me. We'll start soon. This is 201 here. 14. Okay. Join us. Join us live. Okay. Yes, I think. Thank you. From where? From Lagos. Thank you. From Lagos, join us from most populous African country ruled by Buhari. People are funny, eh? Join from Adric. Thank you, man. Thank you. Lale James, I can see you. Pascal, I can see you. Gabriel Tommy, I can see you. Abdulaziz, Adeshola Tuo. Thank you, Gabriel. I can see you. Mikey, I know you can see you. Thank you. Thank you very much. One more minute and then we get started. We have a lot of information to tell you. So you guys prepare your questions. I'm sure you must have read a lot about the Swedish government scholarship and what it does and all of that. Yes, Gabriel Yola, thank you. Thank you. We can see you. Gabriel Maoga, thank you, sir. Okay, 12 people join us from Lokoja Dayo. That's my name. That's good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Steven, thank you from Accra, Ghana. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Mr. Daniel Fadokun, thank you for joining us. I'm just giving time for people to join so that they won't miss anything. Mr. Ifeanyi Pascal from University of Benin, thank you for joining us. Stephen, thank you for joining us. What other person, if you are here, kindly comment. Let's see how many people are joining us. Let's see. Okay, thank you. Mr. Pascal, okay. So presently we have 13 people joining us. Okay, so let's get started. I guess others will join so that I will not waste time. It's 2:02 p.m. here in Canada. I guess it's late in Sweden. Thank you very much, Maori and Jennifer. Thank you. I'm sure you guys will be seeing another person. Yes, Jennifer was a person that I initially brought, but I discovered that Maori now my guy. He just got this scholarship now. Why not let him join? And it was late before I discovered that I would have put him in the design too. But he's a guy, he will not be angry. If the woman I if he say why you don't put my name, you don't put my design. So he understands. So thank you very much. So, yes, without further ado, let's do some brief introduction. In Jennifer, kindly introduce yourself. Tell us, when did you get to Sweden? How did you get to Sweden? What have you done? And what are you doing presently? And Maori, after that, Maori too will go. When did you leave Nigeria? When did you leave for Sweden? What are you doing on board? What basis? If you're in school, what course you are doing, stuff like that. So, Jennifer, let's start from, just run us through from the Nigerian point. When did you leave Nigeria? How did you get to Sweden? What course did you study? All those that. Quickly run us through. Okay, let me
Okay.
They said they want to send it to friends. Okay, Jerry, this is the link. This is the link. Is the link. People are asking for the link. So that's the link here. Mr. Olale James, I've sent the link. Kindly send to your friends. Okay, Jennifer, you have the floor.
Okay. My name is Jennifer Nopwechi. And on Twitter, I think it's Adoma. For people that follow us on Twitter, me and D1.
Yeah.
We did this sometime last year, and I don't know. This year, I've been kind of off because life is going on, and I practically zoned out of social media. But
Yeah.
that's by the way. So I left Nigeria in 2019. I came to Sweden to study. I studied at the University of Gothenburg, and I studied a master's program in global studies, as it's like a master's program in international relations, but they call it global studies here. So yeah, and I finished last month, or last 2 months, September. Yeah, 2 months ago, I finished my thesis, and currently I'm working here in Sweden with a logistics company. And yeah, what again did you ask for?
How did you get to Sweden?
Okay, I applied like every other person did. I did the application myself. Right from, when I started knowing anything about myself, that's like maybe when I was in the university. I've always wanted to leave Nigeria. I have family and everything there, but I've always been tired of a system that doesn't work, you know. So I've always been on the Yapa journey, like D1 will call it. So I've applied to a few other places, and I got used to trying it myself. And then eventually I got admitted into the University of Gothenburg in 2019, but I didn't get the scholarship because doing it yourself, having no guidance, not belonging to any group, not even having Twitter or anything was a problem for me. So I had to come here and pay fees. And then when I got here, I started learning a lot of things about how to go about the application process. And it's way easier than I thought. And maybe if I had a lot of information like people do now, I don't
Yeah.
think I would have had to pay that much money.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was basically how I got here.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. How many applications did you do before coming to Sweden, basically?
Actually, I did an application in 2018, and it was I didn't get in because Nigeria. And the whole frustration came with my what's that thing called, the transcript.
Yeah.
And OAU team Ife, that's the problem. They were on
That's all.
strike, always on strike. So that
Always
was like
striking.
that
They
was a
strike
big
past on that.
problem for me. So when I could get access to it, like the application period had already closed, and it was frustrating. But before then, I was trying Germany. I wrote even the German certification in Nigeria, in Lagos to be precise. I wrote the A1 German certification in 2016 or 2017. I was trying Germany because it's tuition free.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how it happened. And yeah, in 2019 I got in, I got admitted, but I didn't get the scholarship, and I was like, where do I want to see this money from? Like, I'll have to try again next year. And Mom, she was like, no, you have to go. What if next year, you don't
Mm,
get in? What if you don't even get admitted? And that's one of the things I'm grateful for, because the next year was COVID and a lot of people couldn't get in. So
Oh boy, that's a lot.
That
That's a
was
lot.
Grace. That was Grace
That was
speaking for
great.
me.
If you had gone through your mind, maybe you still be in
Yeah.
Nigeria. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it was tough because we had to do a lot of things. I had to get loan. I came here,
Yeah.
I was like a mad person, I had to do a lot of jobs just to, offset loan. And
It is
it's
terrible.
another
Yeah,
thing
we'll
entirely.
get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay, Mr. Maori, please can you just introduction?
Yeah,
Yeah, boss. Thanks.
yeah. Thank you very much. My name is Maori. Okay. Um, I'm from Nigeria. Nigeria is still my country. Okay. Um, okay. I'm from Cross River State, precisely.
Nice.
Okay. I'm into IT, so I had a startup before I even won the scholarship.
Nice.
So it was kind of interesting. I used 1 year to plan for the scholarship, though I had other things in mind. Okay. I studied electronics and computer technology as my BSc from the
Nice.
University of Calabar.
Wow.
So I won the SI to study intelligent embedded systems from
Nice.
Maladolon University here in Rostros.
Nice.
Okay. If you talk about the scholarship, to be very candid, as she said, he can't do a lot like
Mm,
document verification. Okay. The motivational letter, reference letter, leadership and work experience.
mm,
Those documents are very vital. So it's kind of you need people to look into your document. Without that, because I remember I made a lot of mistakes.
mm.
Okay, and being the CEO of a little startup, so you don't even
Yeah.
have time.
Yeah.
So the only time I had was like from 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock.
Mm,
And sometimes after writing, I need to write a lot. Okay,
mm.
that's the reason why I used to tell some people in D1's group. I think they are privileged because you can have people that can actually look into your motivational letter
Yeah.
and see what they can do and help. Okay, you don't have
Mm,
much stress. Getting a scholarship, it's kind of relative. It's hard and it's also very simple. It's two-way thing. It's hard.
yeah.
And you must have that mentality that is hard.
Yeah.
When you have
Very
that
important.
mentality that is hard, that means it's also simple to get a scholarship.
Yeah.
So that because you need to dedicate time.
Mm,
Yeah, it was not like it was my first time. Okay, it was my first time, but I did a lot of research.
mm,
It was my first time. I did a lot of research. It
mm,
requires research, not
mm.
just writing
Yeah.
motivation. And
Yeah.
everything about SI is different from every other scholarship I've applied.
Yeah.
You're not writing motivational letter 200 pages. They give you like only 100 characters,
Yeah.
including um, commas, full stops, question
Mm,
marks, everything. So you see, it's kind of very difficult, and you need to like squeeze all the point and everything into what you're doing.
mm.
Okay. Here in Sweden, it's kind of it's nice to be very candid. The education, it's kind of it's high class.
No, no, no worries, no worries, no worries. We'll get to all of that. Don't worry.
Okay.
You will get to that. So, guys, Jennifer has been in Sweden for over a year. Maori just won the SISGP, the Swedish government scholarship. So, I will be starting the questions from Maori. Let me see, because you just got the scholarship of this Swedish International something something scholarship.
Yeah.
So now, how did you get it? I mean, what were the steps?
Okay.
Step by step, the Swedish international government scholarship. And Jennifer, because of your experience, you could just add to it some things that Maori must have
Okay.
forgotten, or some things that are very important because of your experience. So Jennifer, you could just just add to it. But Maori, because you just got this Swedish international government scholarship, how did you get it? I mean, I don't know about it. How would you explain it to someone who don't
Okay.
have
Yeah.
any idea?
Yeah. Thank you very much. Okay. Since I think I found like I discovered a scholarship online. I think it was on Facebook. Okay, that was 2018.
Okay.
So then I started looking out for the like source information about the scholarship.
Okay.
Then I think I used Naira Land.
Okay.
Then and Facebook. Then Nairaland, I think they introduced. I think from there, they introduced some WhatsApp group, and I think
Oh, I see.
yeah. Then I down got some information. And when she talked about transcript, okay, I used like 1 year to like source my transcript from University of Calabar.
Wow.
Yes, 1 year, and I spent close to 200,000 naira.
What?
I have all the receipts, everything, conversation, and it's kind of very difficult. Yeah. So
Wow.
so that's one thing. Okay, and even to be very candid, if I tell you my CGP and the one that they gave to me, so it's kind of it wasn't encouraging. Okay, well let's just leave that aside. Okay, so
Mm.
to fast forward the whole stuff, then the following year, because I was like prepared already, I know what I was looking for. Like I have a timetable, I've planned myself and everything, irrespective of what I was doing. Okay, so I've planned myself already. So and I'll give myself like 3 hours every day from 8 o'clock to either
Mm.
11 or 12. Okay, and from the WhatsApp group, you people will be discussing about like people that have applied before without getting the scholarship. They will be telling us their experience. I don't always like contributing as well, but I will be reading sometimes. Then I get the information. One thing about scholarship that I discovered, be it SI or any other scholarship, is about information. Information. It's very, very important because you can be applying to the scholarship without knowing why you're applying to that scholarship.
Mm.
And it's just like master's scholarship, this Mastercard, there is aim and purpose for that scholarship. So
Mm.
anything you're going to do, you need to align your aim or your motivational letter, reference letter,
Mm.
based on the aim and purpose of that scholarship.
Mm.
Then the Swedish scholarship also, to be very candid, and after my research, I knew that this is the best I've ever seen.
Mm.
Okay. One of my friends was saying, okay, in Valdola University, when we were talking about insurance, that
Yeah.
I think if he dies, that they will give the family 50 million, is it US dollar, something like that. Yeah, 50 million US dollar if he dies, based on this insurance. Okay. So from the WhatsApp group, yeah, we now started like forming some other groups, like
Yeah.
people,
Nigeria, so groups of
yeah,
groups of groups.
yeah, people from IT. Because if you look at your motivational letter, like someone that is doing business will not have the same key like someone that is doing IT, like
Mm.
technology. So it's kind of different. So it was very difficult for most of us to like understand how to help others. So we now form another subgroup. Then the D-Day came. I don't know how to start. If it's for me to start talking about admission,
Yeah.
then we now okay move. Okay, I had a game plan. I had a
Okay.
game plan. Like my main aim was not just the SI scholarship. Was
Okay.
that okay? If I don't get the scholarship, I should also have the
Okay.
internal scholarship. One thing
Internal
about
scholarship.
Sweden, yes,
Mm.
one thing about Sweden is it's a kind of win-win game. Because I have like two other guys here. They didn't win the SI scholarship, but they won the internal scholarship. Okay,
Mm.
full school waiver, like they will waive all the fees. Okay, so
Mm.
it's kind of it's interesting. Okay, so if you don't win the SI scholarship, you win the school internal scholarship.
Yes.
So
Nice.
so it's kind of if you really want to study, have a
Yeah.
first class education and the rest.
Yeah.
So I had like up to 10 schools. The first school was Maladola University, which where I am right now. Okay,
Okay.
intelligent embedded system. They also had internal scholarship, 100%. Like you will not pay any school fees.
Mm.
Okay. The second one was Homestead. They also have internal scholarship. Yeah, that was embedded and intelligence system. And I also have
Wow.
Orebro, the AI and robotics. They also have 100% internal scholarship. I also
Mm.
have
Wow.
UMIO. Yeah, I think so. UMIO, robotics and control. They also have 100%. So, like, I had that, like, those strategies. Like, if this doesn't work, this
This
will
should
work.
work. Mm.
Uh-huh. So, you see, it was a kind of win win for me. So, I was like saying, okay, if I put my documents all right, or well, so if this doesn't work, this would work. So, and I apply for all those schools, those ones that, have internal scholarship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Then, I started arranging my documents.
Oh boy.
One thing I like, since it's online, but I just need to say this. Okay, when writing, when doing, especially in Nigeria, it's very difficult for your referee to have
Yes.
time to like write your documents for you. It's
Mm.
kind of very difficult. What I'm saying is correct. Also, it's not illegal. You can write it for them. Okay,
Yes.
you write it. Okay,
Mm.
is one thing about Swedish scholarship is not about. It's not all about motivational letter. It's
Okay.
all about your stories. How does this story correlate? They have four important documents. People used to say
Okay.
it's only two important documents.
Okay.
The CV and the motivational letter is lies.
Hmm.
The CV is important as the motivational
CV
letter.
and the motivational letter. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that very well. Yeah.
Okay. They also have their template, and you must use their template. Don't make mistake of using 2000 and 2021 in place of 2022. Okay.
Hmm.
The referees, like the reference letter and the people you use as a referee. Okay. Make sure that you write your reference letter after writing them because it's your story. Because if you're writing it and it's wrong and you give it to your referee, he will look at it, he will correct it.
Yeah.
Okay, it's your story. So don't allow him to write because if you allow him to write, he will
Hmm.
take time. He will take time. Like he will take time. I remember I gave it to my a friend that is a CEO of another company. Like I used to like make business with. He took him like close to like I said no. You see, so that's another thing.
Hmm.
And one thing like I see in Sweden, the culture here,
Yeah.
they queue without without being forced. Okay,
Okay.
they keep to instructions without being forced. Okay, now when you're given that document, you look at that. When you look at the introduction part of those documents, they will ask you fill the document this way.
Hmm.
Yes, it's kind of
Instructions.
yes, very very important in everything you're doing. Even in the school here, I remember when I was writing a code, critical system. I wrote because I knew it very well. Like I
Mm-hmm.
knew it very well. So I now put some style like to make it
Mm.
look very nice. Do you know
You
that
customized it.
the lecturer told me it's wrong.
Hmm.
If it's something that is correct, I gave it to someone, and the guy presented the lab and he passed. Then because I just wanted to make it look like it's something that and he told me that it's wrong, that is not the instruction.
Yeah.
It's not that I
Yeah.
wasn't right. Okay.
Yeah.
The ADC and everything, the sequencer, everything was okay. It meets the time constraint and everything. But he told
Hmm.
me, he said he just made one statement, the code is wrong. He said, then that is wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I
So you see
agree.
how important
Yeah.
instructions are
Ah.
okay, when you're filling those forms.
Thank you
Okay.
very much. Sorry. Let me so that you Jennifer too can say something. Jennifer, for the SISGP, what are the important documents that people should have, and what are the tips you can give them? We have
I
the
mean,
SISGP and we have the internal scholarship. Let's go to
yeah,
SISGP first.
yeah. I think Mahori has said a lot. First, the most important thing is consistency.
Mm.
You have to be like you can't be aiming for something and you don't keep to time, or you don't have a due process to follow. Like
Okay.
he said he comes back from work and spend like 3 hours on it. He took out
Mm.
his time, he read,
Yeah.
he had a lot of information and he began to search for all these things.
Yeah.
And then the second thing is information.
Mm.
And then another thing is aim and purpose. So
Mm.
for the SISGP, like he's saying, instruction matters.
Mm.
Now these people bring out a template every year. Like they like he said, you have to follow instruction. What the templates you have for this year will not be the same one they will have for next year. And they
Mm.
update all this on their Facebook page and on their portal. There's this
Website.
yeah.
Mm.
So if you're going to aim for the scholarship, you just always have to look out for it. That's
Mm.
one. And like he
Okay.
said, instruction matters. Like they are not even after like 500 words or 1,000 words. They will ask
Okay.
you, just narrate your story in 100 words. You know, just say what you want, say how you want it. And then another thing I think people miss, especially Nigerians, is Now you're 19 years old or 20, you're applying
Mm-hmm.
for a scholarship. And
Mm-hmm.
then in the motivation where they put the templates, they tell you to they tell you to put your working hours or how many hours you've worked.
Ah,
You're expected to work 3,200 hours. And then you
Yeah.
are 19, but then you are telling them you've worked 4,800 hours. Like,
Why
no,
they lie like this now?
these are the things that happen, but these people are not stupid because
So
to
it's,
them, the working age, I mean, from Nigeria, people work from as early as 13. You even see 10-year-old children,
yeah.
in the stores with their parents. But for these people,
yeah.
the official working age starts from 18.
Wow.
So if you're going to be applying for that scholarship and you are 19 or 20 and you're expected to have 3,200 working hours, if it's not up to, you have to tell them. You
Why?
have to say, okay, this is not up to this 3,200, but this is what I've been able to use in that 2,000 hours that I've worked. This is what I've been
Mm,
able to achieve.
mm, okay.
Okay.
That's
I
one.
don't. Okay.
Then
So you
two, the second thing is now you're studying medicine, and then you finished from a university where you study medicine, and then they ask you to write your motivational letter, and then you say that with the hope that when you come back to your country, you're going to start a hospital or you're going to
Mm-mm.
have
Maybe you
Haba.
want maybe the person wants to collect
Or then
money from
you're a
Davido.
banker, and then you say when you come back, you're going to open up a bank or you're going to harbor. These are not stuff. No, these are things that people write. That's for me. That's why when I was handing tips out last year for on Twitter,
Yeah.
I mean my own is to just tell you about it, but I don't think I have the mental capacity to go through motivational letters. No, that's something I can't do. Statement of purpose, motivation, I hate it. Even my
Uh,
own, I don't even know. I wrote rubbish. That's why I didn't get the scholarship anyway. So, but when you read all this, like when you read it, these are what people are writing. And then one thing I tell people, I mean, one tip I know, which I tell people, if you don't know, let's say you study public health now and you want to write a motivation, of course, and you don't even know what to write, there's something I tell people: reach out to Mandela Washington Fellows. They have their
mm,
alumni. Reach out to them. Try to find out what they wrote that got them
mm,
into the Mandela Washington. Reach out to people from Commonwealth. Reach out to MasterCard. Now, no man is a master of knowledge on his own.
yeah.
You might not know this, but these people know it. You have to write something realistic. You can't
Mm,
say you when you go back, you start a hospital. You
mm,
can say, okay, when you were in school, you guys were working on a project. You were working with a local government hospital. Upon your return, maybe you hope to, introduce a policy whereby elderly people
You
can
don't
be
hope.
easily treated, like a system that works, or something
yeah.
that you can achieve on your own, or
Yeah.
it takes one more person to help you from the
Yeah.
grassroots, with or without any money. Don't say
Mm,
you are going to start up a hospital or you're going to start Harvard. No, these are what people write. So these
yeah.
are these are some of the things that and one thing about sweets, I can tell you, I mean, I've been here for 2 years, but one thing about sweets is, like you said, one, they like instruction.
Mm-hmm.
Two, they easily get bored. Now, the person that
Mm-hmm.
is going to read all these letters, imagine getting 50,000 applications and there's a
Wow.
panel. That panel cannot be more than 50 people. Now,
Wow.
50,000 divided by 50 people.
Mm,
Each person get 10,000. And then he opens it and then he sees that, okay, where they said 100 words, you edited the document into Word,
yeah.
fit 150 words and converted it to PDF. Now, that
Mm,
alone crosses you out. He's not going to go through your application.
okay. Okay.
The second thing, he opens it and he sees that where they asked you to state 3,200 hours, working hours, but you're 19 and you're saying that you've worked 4,000, they won't even bother.
That
They
means
won't
you
even
are
bother. Every
okay.
hour in this country counts. Every minute, every second. We're
Yeah.
at work and everybody's working. And then
Yeah.
it's 4 o'clock. It's time to clock out 4 o'clock at work. Like you
Mm-hmm.
are turning back and you're turning front. Everybody is already outside going home. Like
No
that
time.
their 1 minute counts. So nobody is going to sit down in your application to baby you and say, okay, let me just read and see whether this person is no.
Mm,
Automatically you get disqualified.
okay.
And then people that are not even as qualified as you when it comes to academic excellence are the
Yeah.
ones that get the scholarship.
Yes. That's what I observed too. I observed that too.
Because you are being proud, you are feeling like you have this, I have plenty information to share. I need to tell these people that pay, I've been working with my father, we own a law company. You now, you now start writing English that does not even make sense. And somebody
Yeah.
that doesn't even measure up to you is the one that gets it.
Yeah, yeah, I get your point. Let me quickly, from my Twitter page here, I listed some documents. I know that people will not read, but let me list it. Let me read what I've written to the public, and so
Okay.
that you guys can talk on it. The required documents, I wrote this one on October 3rd, 2020, so I'm sure that it must have been updated. So you can correct me. I said you need a motivation letter, a current CV, two different letters of reference, and one of them must be at least from your workplace. And then you need a proof of work and leadership experience, a copy of a passport, and if you have a 2-2 or 2-1, you can apply. What can you say? Let me first go to Maori about these 6 documents. Which one do you
Okay.
think that are important? And people say they can't hear you well. Maybe you can use this earpiece. That's why I use this wired earpiece
Okay.
because
Okay.
it's
Okay.
very clear. Very well. You can use the second one too. All these
Yeah.
all these wireless earpiece, I don't tire. I've used it. I'm not used to it. Yeah,
I
so
don't
that
know
we can hear it.
if they are
Yes, I
hearing me
think yeah,
now.
better now. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. I think I need to say something about to put some comments on what Jennifer said
Okay.
before I can move to that. Um, or when I think in 2012, that's when I was in year one. Okay, and I worked as user support technician for Royal Line Technologies. Okay, during the scholarship, when I used to work like part time, and on weekdays, like I work 247.
Mm.
Okay, so I can work up to like 24 hours, like from Monday to Friday to Monday. Okay, Sunday. Let me just say Friday to Sunday. I can work 24 hours, like combined those 3 days. Okay. Now, when I wanted to like put those hours in the document, I put only 3 hours a week.
Okay.
Okay. Now you see, also you need to be realistic. These people, you are not here to impress them.
Mm.
Like you trying to like you work 5 hours, you go and put 50 hours. The like to be very candid, it's what I, hmm, to be very candid, they
When
don't
in
even need.
when in Canada, yeah, if you work, you have a card that you used to clock in and clock out, so there's no way you can even lie.
Yeah, in
So
Nigeria you cannot do that.
yeah,
And another thing also, they forget that they feel like it's Nigerian, Nigerian government scholarship that the man know. Oh, no, this one is not like that. And if you do those things now, if they just look at it, the next thing they I feel like even there are other things that we'll discuss about the state space questions they will ask you before you fill your you submit your document, which is
yeah.
it has a center variable that which is an AI. Like if you also
Mm.
lie, if you also say
You will-
something that does not correlate to the document or to what you're
Yeah,
doing,
yeah.
then the system will delete your files. Okay.
Wow.
Now let's. Most people don't know that, but I think to some that do IT and artificial intelligence, they will understand. Okay. If you look at the document, like they used to say like there are only two most important documents, but that is not true
Okay.
because if you're holding my CV now, what I wrote in my motivational letter will reflect in that CV.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I wrote in my reference letter will also reflect in that CV.
Mm.
Okay, my work and leadership experience will also reflect in that CV.
Sure.
So, like holding my CV, you're holding everything. So, if you
Mm.
give my CV to one person to read, and you're with the other document, you
Still
can
the
tell
same.
the person what is in the other document.
I agree.
So we have work and leadership experience. They are in
Yeah.
one form, but they are all separated. Okay. They talked. You used this we are IT people, so the statement you use in those form, like you don't use I like I
Okay.
because if you use I, it looks like you're the one writing it. Okay. Yeah,
Mm.
you use he, you use Mr. You mention the person, your name, Mr. Epeyon works in this company as this,
Yeah.
as that. Okay. So
Yeah.
the mistake people do, I feel, because we had a meeting on that, like, like we came to realize that you don't use I in those documents. Apart, the
Mm.
only document you can use I is your motivational, document. when you
Okay.
talk about your motivational and your CV. And another important thing is that the statement you use is leadership statement.
Okay.
Okay, and but one thing I discovered here in Sweden is that I think it should be outside Nigeria or Europe. And when you're like analyzing something, you use statistics, and when numbers are involved, you use numbers, digits. You don't use words.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I wrote something that, and another thing is fact. Another thing is fact. So when you write something, it should be fact. And she said something about you don't need to beg them about the scholarship when you're writing a motivational letter. Because I maybe in the private like your group, I think I will share a document with them.
Yeah.
And that shouldn't be online. Okay. Now
Mm.
you don't need to beg that Sweden is a nice country. You know the educational system is nice. Those guys don't care about what is happening or what you're saying. That's the reason why you apply for visa. They can keep you for 6 months.
Mm.
They don't care. They have like I'm doing intelligent embedded systems. They have their children doing dependable systems. Okay,
Mm.
they select the best courses for their people, and those guys they are paying them to attend school.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you understand? They are
Yeah.
paying them to attend school,
Yeah.
and they brought out this scholarship to find the best brain. Okay, so
Mm.
whatsoever you're doing, and you feel that you want to impress them, you're not impressing them. I remember one guy saying that she said something. Another thing, like when you come back, they believe that you are a leader when you're writing your motivational letter. You're not telling
Mm.
them that when you come back, if the condition is right, they don't want to hear if the condition is right. They want to believe that you have everything in place. The condition is right, the condition is not right. You're
Mm.
going to implement this. So you're not going
Wow.
to tell them when I come back based on government policy. I remember I wrote something to someone, and the guy told me that I'm babbling.
Wow.
I've never cried before because I
Wow.
know how long I used to write, like the motivational letter. And he told me I was babbling. And to be very candid, when I looked the motivational letter I wrote that time, and when he gave me the point with the one I wrote, and I discovered that I was babbling.
Mm.
Yeah, you see. So that's it. The motivational letter is important.
Mm.
They will tell you that it's only the CV and the motivational letter that are the two most important documents, but that's false. The motivational
Mm.
letter is as important as your CV. The
Okay.
CV is as important, very, very important,
Mm.
because that is your own personal story.
Yes, I agree with you.
The reference letter is also very, very important because they need a proof like, okay, this guy is saying I'm doing this. Because at the end of everything,
Yeah.
you're going to stamp, or you're going to use a seal like from Notary Public or yeah, I think Notary Public or whatsoever.
Wow. So you have
And
to use that. Wow.
yes, and when you're using that, you don't use seal, so you use Notary Public stamp.
Okay.
Someone told me something that time. It was a guy from Ireland. Okay, we used to we used to share ideas like that. We're in one platform. He told me that when you're using a notary public in Nigeria, there is this NBA stamp
Yeah. I
that
know about it.
any document you're sending out from Nigeria must be accompanied by that particular stamp.
Yeah.
So
True.
apart from the normal stamp, you must have the NBA stamp. So
Mm.
I think I use it because I had a document that the company refused to do a stamp. Then I
Mm.
use that. Okay. As I said before, your reference letter is very, very important. Write it, give it to your referee, let your referee look at it. Okay.
Mm.
And if he or she, if she loves you so much, the person can even add more things. Okay. Like
Mm.
can even add more things.
Can add to it.
Yes,
That's
so so
that's
so that's it. But I think maybe if we have a session, then that we can discuss the
yeah, yeah.
document
It's a lot. I
individually.
know. I know it's a lot. Let me go back to Jennifer. Jennifer, I heard that you must have been admitted and pay the application fee for the program before you can even enroll for this scholarship. Can you apply for the program and the scholarship concurrently, or you need to get admission first into the program?
Okay. Like he has said, I mean, okay, the thing is Sweden's application period opens in October.
Okay.
Yeah. And you are expected to apply, between October to, I think, February. February is when it closes. I think
Okay.
February 1st. I
Okay.
think February 1st. And after it closes, the SI scholarship opens. It opens for, I think, 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Wow.
Now,
So it's so short.
yeah, it's so short because they expect that when it opens in October, if you plan to apply for this scholarship, you should have everything together. Like you should already have everything in place,
Almost.
because what you're going to fill on the template is basically, I mean, your leadership experience, your
Yeah.
motivational letter, and everything, which you already fill in the application.
Yeah.
You understand? So when you get your like when you get accepted, when the like application, like when they are done and then you get admitted,
Mm-hmm.
then these people go over the admitted, like the people admitted, and then they go over the application.
Okay.
Because if like maybe let's say 100,000 people apply to study in Sweden, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and then 100,000 people submit the SI scholarship.
Okay.
Now, not everybody will get admitted.
Yeah. Sure.
So them going over 100,000 applications when they've not been admitted
It's a
is
waste of
like,
time.
it's a
Yeah.
waste of time, exactly.
Yep.
So they wait until you get admitted, and after people have gotten admitted, they
Mm-hmm.
filter it, then they pick out those admitted, go over the application, and then it comes out in like a month's time, or I think 2 months. It depends. Because
Mm-hmm.
during
Yeah,
my
come on.
time, they had to postpone it for a lot of reasons. They had to postpone it. I think they had some kind of problem, but it still came out anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So you asked something. I don't know if I can digress a little. You asked something that what are the documents that they need.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if I can send this to the comment. Maybe you can upload this for them. But I don't know
No,
about.
if it's like a file that you can open on your laptop, you could
Yeah,
share
it's a
it
link.
live. Okay, it's a
It's a
link.
link.
Okay,
Yeah.
send it here. Send it to
Yeah,
the
can
Okay.
comment.
can can I say something? Can I say
Yeah.
something?
Yeah.
Please, if you're giving them any document that is SI document, encourage them to download it from SI website.
Yeah,
Okay?
that's what I'm going to say. This is even from the SI. Like, this is what
Okay.
you need to have to apply for the SI scholarship. They've released it, and I know a lot of people don't
Yes.
read. A lot of people don't do research. The problem with being in Nigeria and being a Nigerian is having no access to the internet. I mean, you have limited. I used to do it when I was in Nigeria. I just come online, I on my data, look at what I need to do, and I put off my data.
Yeah.
If you want to go for this, if you are qualified for it, please bring out money, bring out time. I
Mm,
traveled 3 times to OAU to get my transcript. I almost got
mm,
sacked at work. It took a lot of time, and like he said, it's hard.
mm.
It's hard. To
Oh, this
apply for all
scholarship is
these
hard
things
though.
from Nigeria is hard, but it's one of the easiest things to do. Now, I just finished my program in September. I just finished my thesis in September. And last month, I've gotten my certificate from here. And I have it
Mm,
electronically. These people, they don't press your neck or
yeah.
kill you like Nigerians do. And that is
Yeah.
one of the reasons why I left. But then let me just go over let me just go over this document.
Yeah, I could send the link here. No, no,
Now,
no,
what they said
that's good.
here, yeah, a completed application consists of CV,
One,
letters of reference,
two,
valid and completed proof of work and leadership experience,
three,
copy of your valid passport / national ID card,
four,
motivation.
five.
These
Mm,
these are just the 5 things you need.
mm-hmm,
Now, in these 5 things, that's where you have all the leadership experience and the other things that come under it. But these
mm.
are the basic things you need, and you need to open all these files to have access to it. Let me send the link to you now.
Yeah, you could send the link. I think we've answered Emmanuel's question now. Do student scholarship need an application fee? Yes. How much is the application fee,
Yes.
sir?
I think it's 900 sec. That should be
I think
around
it's 900 SEK or 800 SEK.
How much is it in
900.
Naira now? Because Naira don't blue.
It should be around
Yeah, in
50.
Naira, it should be like 50 something or
Yeah,
something.
50
Oh
something
boy, that's
thousand.
a US grad application
Yeah,
fee.
in my time when I applied in 2019, it was 30,000, 35,
Wow.
but now it's 50.
Hi! Almost times two.
Yes.
Wow. That's crazy. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so Mari, yes, you want to say
Yeah,
something?
I wanted to say something that when you ask about because I don't know the agenda which about the meeting, like we can follow step by step so that like an IT person,
Yeah,
we have this idea about when you're like talking or when you're showing someone something, your main aim is for you to give solution.
yeah,
So we always have agenda for everything. Like this one, this stage you must know this. At this
yeah.
stage you
Of
must know
course.
this.
Do you
At
have a
that stage,
document to show us?
yeah. No, I can't show. I can't show the document here.
Okay, okay, okay. No problem. No problem.
But I want to talk about like let's just follow a pattern, okay?
Okay.
Now the scholarship, before you get the scholarship, the first thing you need to be admitted, okay? Then
Yeah.
I think then you need to be admitted. So we now talk about the admission process, okay?
Okay.
So let's talk about the admission process. Then after the admission process, if we still have much time, we can talk about the scholarship
Okay.
process.
Okay. Okay. Kindly
Okay.
go through that.
Okay. Now the admission process. Okay. One thing about student, when you are admitted, they have a site that can calculate the statistics of
Okay.
like people, how many people they have admitted, maybe previously in previous year or some few years back. Okay. They have a site called UHR. Okay. UHR
Okay.
statistics, something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Now, there is this man. Is it Lionel? Is it Lionel? Lionel, yeah, something like Lionel. I think he was part of the people that wrote C program. He said something that if you can find a cheaper way to do something or a simpler way to do something more than the reality,
Mm.
okay, that you should use that way. Like maybe everybody has a perfect way of doing something.
Yeah.
Then you find a cheaper way of doing it
Yeah.
that
And even
you
a
should
simpler way.
yes you should use that way, okay, but it must be modular, okay, it must be
Yeah.
precise.
Yeah.
If it has a well preserved interface, it must be
Yeah.
reusable, okay.
Yeah.
Now if you can avoid competition,
Mm-hmm.
avoid it in anything you're doing. If you can avoid competition, avoid it. She said something, if you don't have the admission, forget about the scholarship.
That's point number one. Very important.
Perfect. Okay. Okay, I choose four schools, okay,
Okay. Oh, so
and
how many schools can you choose for the scholarship? Can you choose as many?
no, four
Four.
schools.
Four maximum. Okay.
Yes, that's the maximum.
That's
And
fine. And the four schools, one application fee, right?
yes, one application fee.
One application fee for the four. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Uh,
So when you want to when you're choosing the school, like when I'm talking, like I love talking, with experience, like what I did because I have experience there, like what I did. I choose like 10 schools
okay.
first.
Wow.
Yes,
10?
yes, 10 school. From having like 3 hours a night to like work on something. So you will be precise. Like I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm looking for. So I choose like 10 schools. Now I now started bringing them down.
Okay.
Like which of them does not have internal scholarship? I bring them
Mm.
down. Which of them?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Which of them does not have which of them is not close to the main city? Okay.
Mm.
I bring them down. Okay. Um, which of them I don't love? Like maybe the course, I look at the course content. Yes,
This guy,
because
yeah.
you must do something you love. Like
Yeah.
when you start something, okay, it's from experience, okay. It must be something you love. To be very, and even though it's very difficult, but because it's something you love. You see, you have that energy and everything to do
To do
what you
it.
love.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
so you now strike them out now, and there is a site called UHR Statistics.
Okay.
Then I now think I had up to like 8 or 7 left. Then I now go to that site. Then I discovered that from Chalmers University, they have like 1,000 something applicants in a particular course, and they only
Wow.
adopted or admitted on only 12. Then give like 30 reserve. I cancel that
Mm.
one out. I run. Then I go to other schools. Then I find out that okay, I was left with 4 schools. Yeah, my Maladolan University, Homestead. Okay, this way the 2 courses, the Swedish government were like like they were involved with these courses. Because if you look at them, All their systems here are are embedded. All
Mm.
their systems, yes, from their buses to the offices, everything, they are all embedded. Okay,
Okay.
so they focus on those courses, and it was only two university like was like teaching those courses,
Mm.
Homestead University, and Maladolon University. Then
Mm.
I discovered that Maladolon University they adopted like 70 people out of 130. So won't I go for that one?
Of course, that makes
Uh-huh.
sense.
No reserve.
Yeah.
Maladolon University adopted like I think it was 30 out of 90.
Mm.
No reserved. Orebro also did the same thing. So
Mm.
you see, so those are the key things you need to consider or look at first. You're not going to like if you say you have first class.
Mm-hmm.
Your first class, if someone from UK, someone from Poland, from Europe is talking about first class, your first class is second class lower.
Yeah. Yes, I agree with you.
So you need to
Oscar J
like
level.
yes, it is for like even when those guys they may not be intelligent. See, to be very candid, we are more intelligent than those guys. But
Yeah.
the problem is that they were brought up in a system that is like kind of well coordinated. Like everything is okay. Imagine going to school, they give you a MacBook. You understand?
Yeah.
Mhm. You imagine going to school, you have a personal room that you have an ultra computer there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or a
You,
supercomputer.
do you know that we use latex? Okay, I remember
Yeah.
when I did my project
To write paper.
this,
Yeah.
I was using Microsoft and Words. I was crying up and down. But I came here and I realized that there is another important document that you can use and it's latex. And if you cannot use it, they show you how to use it.
Mm.
And you write document and the way you write your project, you write say you even cheat with the application. You can even
Yep.
cheat. You see, you can after writing it, you just state your reference. Your reference will come out automatically without you doing anything. Well arranged, alphabetically, anyhow you want it.
Mm.
You see, now these are people that were brought up, in that kind of system.
Yeah.
And you said you have first class,
Mm.
then that you want to go and challenge. I'm not that there is no competition in destiny.
Yep. I agree.
I used to say that. That's the reason I can't compete myself with anybody. You said you can speak well, good for you. You said you can do this well, good for you. Like for me, I don't because in life there is no competition in destiny,
Yeah. Yeah.
so you can't compete with anybody. So don't say because of this, like the Nigerian way, like I have first class. Let me go to chambers. Try as much as possible to find where you will not have competition.
Very, very important.
Okay, so if you can check like the schools based on those conditions, first for admission because you must have, like you must get admission first
Okay.
before you
Point
talk
number one.
about the scholarship. Yes,
Okay.
before without the admission, from what she said, they will not even give the scholarship. They will not even they will like the scholarship itself. You are graded.
Okay.
Okay, like now we have NFGL. See, even the scholarship after the scholarship, we have another scholarship inside the scholarship.
Yeah. 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 We'll
Okay,
still talk about that one. Yeah.
okay.
Okay. So like I said, I don't know if you've talked about all of the documents. I think you just want to quickly run through the documents again,
Yeah,
then you can pick one or two questions. Somebody is saying that, okay, I think we've talked about that. How many years work experience and how
okay.
many
Yeah.
schools? Another person is asking, what about West evaluation? Do they care
No,
about
no,
it?
no. They don't care about West. They don't care about TOEFL. They don't care about
Oh, so no need to, no
GRE.
TOEFL, no GRE.
I know which other one again. As far as you're from Nigeria, so
Yeah.
I thank God for that.
Oh,
That
that's good. That makes
yes.
sense.
I think
Okay.
you asked me about the first question. There was a question. Okay, about the work hours, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a calculation, and that's the reason. I ask her not to give anybody anything. Let them go to the site, read the site,
Hmm.
and then download any document they want to download. Okay.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think it's if I don't know if I don't always like making mistake if I don't know something, but I think it's around a week. A week should be around 40 hours, something like that.
Okay.
Is it 40 hours? I think it should be. Okay, hold on, let me see something.
No,
Let me.
I think there's they did something like what you can use to calculate on the website if I'm correct.
No, you don't. It's 1 year, 6 months at least.
1 year,
But
6 months. Okay.
yes, they have. Okay, let me see. 1 year. It's 1 year, 6 months.
Okay.
I think 8 hours a day,
Okay.
then 8 hours to Friday, eight from Monday to Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that should be 8 times 5. It should be 40. Yes.
40. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's it. So you must have like for that for 1 year and 6 months.
For
Okay.
okay. Okay.
And your work it's like they have work and they have leadership work experience. They also have leadership experience.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Sorry, and that's what I want
Yeah.
to ask Jennifer. Jennifer, one problem people have in this scholarship is the leadership experience and work experience. Does it mean that if I don't have leadership and work experience, I cannot get this scholarship? Because in Marion's case, he's already a CEO. My guy don't they collect money from Nigeria. He already has his, he can use that as a leverage. He can write, I've been managing business for this, I've been employing people, I've been also doing this to the society. He can even put volunteering experience that he has given someone some amount of money to take care of the people, all of those things. So, but people like me, you understand what I mean? What can we do?
Okay, like you said, Maron he's a typical example. I mean,
Mm.
he's working, he owns a
Yeah,
company.
yeah,
That's work experience, like you would
yeah,
say. But then when it comes to being a leader, now he's employing people.
yeah,
He has people under him. He's feeding people.
yeah.
He's leading by example. He's
Mm.
creating. I mean, he's say now. One thing I want to say, I wanted to say is, when it comes to these people, when it comes to Sweden, especially, or maybe let me say the Nordic countries, for
Yeah,
people that are going to also try Norway and other countries. Now, these people care about SDGs,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sustainable Development Goals.
Yeah.
Anything you're going to write that is
Mhm.
not going to fall under it. Now they care about sustainability. If it's not going to fall under there, please,
Don't
please
disturb
don't
yourself.
bother. Don't
Okay.
bother. Just go and look for one school in Nigeria and continue. Now,
Okay.
these are the things that they care about. So when it comes to him, he has work experience, and in that same work experience,
Mm-hmm.
he happens to be a leader. Now, when it comes to you, like you're talking about yourself, you
Yeah.
are working, but then
Yeah.
you are doing this, giving people information and everything. You are telling people how to go about. This can also be a leadership experience. You are
Mm.
leading people. So you don't have to wait till you become Buhari or Aisha before you know that you are a leader. Yes, that's the mistake people make. That's the
Mm.
mistake people make. It can be during NYSC, maybe when
Mm.
you were, you were in charge of Red Cross or NAFDAC or all those CPET, all those things that come out during NYSC. It
Yeah.
can be how you volunteer, how maybe on weekends, maybe you work Monday to Friday, and on weekends you just go to a local hospital. It might not even be true, but the problem is that consistency, like Marion said, how you are able to tailor it. If you are going to
Mm.
lie from the beginning, please continue to the end.
Okay.
Because if you lie from the beginning and stop halfway, and then halfway you change your story, that's the problem.
Okay.
So if you're going
Okay.
to lie, just be consistent.
With the
Now,
lie. Let the lie
Nigeria does not
continue.
exactly. Nigeria does not give a lot of opportunities for volunteering. That's the
Yeah.
truth. Because we have people working 7 to 6 o'clock, earning 30,000 naira. Now, which energy do you see to stand up on a weekend to go to a hospital?
I agree.
I
True.
mean, I'm saying this because I've lived this life. Like Marion
Yeah.
said, he's a tech person. He's an
Yeah.
IT. He's an
Yeah.
employer of people. But
Yeah.
me, I'm non-tech. I'm non-STEM. I know what I had to do. I know the kind of jobs I had to do in Nigeria.
Yeah.
I know how
Yes.
much I had to earn. And I definitely did not stand up on a weekend and go to any hospital to
For
volunteer.
where? For where?
So these are the things that but when I was in school, I know what I did. You join all these societies, you join UNDP, you
Mm.
join all these announcer, all these things are the grassroots. Now these are the leadership experience. You can actually that's why you see, for you to actually progress, you need people.
Yeah.
Because one thing is, if you have communication with those people, maybe the current president, if you were good with that organization, they can give you a reference.
Mm.
They can
Okay.
give you a reference with that letter heading. So what people make mistake, like you said, there's a difference between work experience and leadership
And leadership
experience.
experience.
But then knowing how to write it, knowing how to go about it
Mm-hmm.
is the key thing there. That's where a lot of
Mm.
people make the mistake.
Yes, so I think this kind of scholarship fits someone in Mara's case, and that's
No,
why
no,
we're able
no,
Yes,
to.
no, 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 no. It's
Or
not.
you want
It's
to
yes.
not.
debunk it?
Yes. No. Let me say
Okay, do you
something.
have exceptions? Let's see.
Yes, I have. I have.
Okay.
I have. Um. this is what I want to say. Now, when you talk about the reference later, okay,
Yeah.
it's two. Then they have maybe, okay.
Okay.
Mhm. They have maybe, maybe. Now
Okay.
look at it very well. I have never seen where they say maybe and it's correct.
Okay.
If they say do this, maybe this one will be accepted. Don't leave the maybe.
Okay.
Do the one they said do.
Okay.
Okay. In the reference letter they will say you will bring one from work, then one from civil society,
Mm-hmm.
maybe one from school.
Okay.
They say maybe one from school. Just forget about one from school because
Mm.
you've sent your transcript, your BSc, everything to the school, so they've analyzed it. And one thing, before you start the scholarship, have LinkedIn. Like I hope LinkedIn
Yep.
have
Very
LinkedIn
important.
because then during the scholarship time, I started having visitors to my LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Then they have privileges. Though most of them I couldn't view them because they have privileges. They view like
Yes.
employers rather.
Mm.
So I couldn't like get access or know where they come from. But I think I have much. I had much then. Okay. Now the civil society. Okay, I was departmental president when I was
Mm-hmm.
in school of National
Okay.
Association of Physics and Computer Science students.
Mm.
Okay, when I was in school, and but I didn't use that as civil society. Okay.
Mm.
I think I served under road safety during my
Okay.
NYSC. I didn't use that. I
Okay.
use my church.
Okay.
Okay, I use my church as civil society. I was a missionary. Um, I served in mission for 2 years. I don't want to say where I served for two
Okay.
years. Then I used that. So
Okay.
if you look at it, she said something very very important, extraordinary. Okay, it's only few people that can um, manipulate or understand how things are like that.
Yeah.
You understand? There is this thing we used to say. Sometimes when you write a code to, like someone that understands the code, okay,
Mm-hmm.
then when you use a simpler way of writing the code, the person will feel that you've not done anything.
Yeah. I do
Trying
that
to
too.
make trying to make the code more modular and high
Yeah.
cohesion, okay,
Yeah.
then the code will be very clean. Like he will understand every step. He will feel that you've not
Mm.
done anything. Then you do the reverse. You make the code low cohesion
Mm-hmm.
and high modular. Do you understand? Now, when you
Yeah.
make it low cohesion, it means that the code will be very big. So when the person reading the code, the person will be crying while reading the code. Then the person will feel that you've done
You have done
something.
something. Yeah.
Now, the issue is how to write this thing. That's like us, we use Grammarly, okay? Like when you know that we are not English oriented and other stuff, so we use Grammarly, okay? You must use something that can aid or help you in writing whatsoever you're writing. And did I work in real line technology?
Mm.
Yes. Was
Okay.
I a user support technician? Yes.
Yes.
Then
Okay.
that is basic truth. There is what we also call Abrahamic lies. When
Mm.
he went to Egypt,
Let me sit
and
down. Hear that one where.
when he went to Egypt, and when is it the Pharaoh who asked him about Sarah?
Mm.
Is this your wife? He said no, because God told
I,
him
s-
no. Say no, so that
I
they will
said,
not kill you.
yeah, I said that my sister.
Yeah, say no, my sister. Say no.
Mm.
So we also call that Abrahamic lie. Yes.
Okay.
Was Sarah there? Yes, Sarah was there. Were you working
Okay.
the rest? Then you can exaggerate.
Okay. I get your
You
point.
can you can turn the English down, up and down. But know that these people don't know English very much, so don't use grammatical or bombardment. So
Okay.
just use some simple words.
Okay.
Then is expand,
Okay.
expand. I told them that I was a missionary. If I tell you what I said, if I show
Mm.
you the document,
Mm.
what I said as a
Mm.
missionary,
Mm.
even though you go to mass, those
Mm.
features were features of a missionary.
Oh, okay. So you did your
Like
research well and you package it.
no, the other one is true. It's just true. Like when I was writing my motivational letter,
I
I can
understand.
still I can still quote the first line that research has proven that no nation can grow technologically or economically on borrowed technologies
Mm.
without investing in them locally.
Mm.
Google this statement if it's not correct.
Mm.
So those were facts. And that is the only thing. We are all leaders everywhere.
I agree.
You help your neighbor in keeping
Yeah.
the baby.
Yeah.
That is work. That is responsibility. So that's one thing most people don't understand. You may not, you shouldn't be have a startup or be a CEO or whatsoever.
Okay.
So
I think
you
I
can
think
you can maneuver and manipulate based
maneuver
on,
and
but
package.
be what, yes, and package. Be what you're saying. You've done, but you can exaggerate.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. So because it is past 1 hour, let's go to the other part. Let me start from Jennifer. Because this is the kind of package that brought you to Sweden. Yes, I'm not if you're not able to get the SISGP, what can you do? I mean, what other scholarships are available? Let's start from that.
Okay. Mm. I mean, I just want to say something before we go into it. Like
Okay.
from Maori's, what he has said.
Yeah.
The thing about Nigerians, I used to do it a lot, is copy and paste. Now,
Yeah.
because Maria said that he did missionary, does not mean that you go and do missionary.
People will go and write the dictionary. That
People
one
will
is
go and
sure.
be writing how
That one
they've
is sure.
been they've been serving God, and
That
Now
one
let
is
me
sure.
let me state something. These people don't really care about church.
God.
They don't
Yes.
care
Yeah, of
about
course.
Christianity. I
Yes.
mean, church is here. Nobody, when you go to church, nobody asks you for donation. I go to church.
Yeah.
Yes, nobody asks you for anything. I've been going to church for 2 years. We have just one offering. You give, you don't give. The church is still
No,
going to run. The
yeah.
government supplements the church. Nobody asks you for harvest. For 2 years, I've not heard harvest. I've not heard bells. I've not heard them locking the church and telling you won't go if you don't do harvest contribution.
Yep.
So if you are going to write about church missionary, please don't go and copy Maori's style,
Mm.
because there's something that stands out for Maori. He's an IT.
Yeah.
He's an employer.
Yeah.
It might not even be the missionary that got him the scholarship. Now,
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
it comes to these people, they look out for some things. It might not
Mm.
even be the whole missionary, but you, in your case, it might be that your own leadership experience that might get. It might not even be your CV,
Mm.
because I have somebody that got that scholarship through the yearly. He
Okay.
just put just this yearly that we always talk about, young African leaders, and then once or twice in a year you go for their meeting, you just
Mm.
rapport with them, and that was
Yeah.
how he got the scholarship. He
Wow.
doesn't even know what yearly stands for. He has never attended the yearly conference in Ghana that they have every year. He doesn't even know what it stands for. And then I have some guys that are always like, if these people really scrutinize this application, this guy would not have gotten this scholarship. But the most important thing is that he got it, he got the money, and that's it. Who should have gotten it, who should have not gotten it is not the most, it's how he packaged himself.
Mm.
So whatever you have, know how to write it, know how to say it, and know, just for me, what I would just say is, if you're going to apply for something, go through the
Good
SDGs,
thorough. Yeah.
go through the SDGs, look out for something realistic, and
Mm.
just write it.
Okay.
And
Okay.
now to your question,
Yeah.
the second part, he
What
said, what other
what
scholarship?
if I don't have SISGP, how can I get to Sweden? Because this SISGP now, oh boy, if you're not good at writing, from what you have said now, if you don't have good writing skills, if you don't have good presentation skills, if you don't have good leadership and work experience and all of that, leadership, work experience and all of that may be an issue for someone who does not know how to write. Because even if you have it, you may not know how to present it, and that's a big problem for an average Nigerian. That's the truth. Maori knows how to write. I know him very well. He has very good writing skills. So let's say this does not work. How can I japad into Sweden?
No, like you said, yes, writing is important. But the thing about these people is, when it comes to Swede, they say, I don't know how many people know this, but they say you don't get to have a Swedish friend. But if you have one friend, you have them for life.
Yes.
And then you build that
Mm,
friendship, not on money, not on connection, but on trust. A Swedish
mm,
person will tell you, this road is white, and believe me, that road is going to be white. So if you are
mm,
going to write anything, if you just present yourself as it is. Just present, but know how to package that you're presenting. Don't go and be using, these people don't know English. They speak
mm,
English, but their first language here is Swedish. So don't
mm.
go and be saying obscure when you can just say clear on clear. Yes, don't go and be bringing,
All this
Nigerians,
Patrick
we like
Oba
to bring
English.
all these jambajacties inside, something that you write in simple English. So don't go and be writing all those big grammar. And sometimes most of them, since most of them don't really know how this English, I can tell you, I work with them. Some of them translate English to Swedish and they use
Wow.
Google. And when they do it, Google brings out another interpretation.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that's what they do. Don't quote me. Nobody should
Yeah.
quote me. But sometimes, when if you're at this application for like 2 hours, 3 hours, sometimes your brain begins to knock and then you are not even understand. So you just want to wrap up. Maybe you have 50 sheets left and you just want to wrap it up. And the English is your eye is turning. You might just want to turn the use Google. Google should help you. And then, what happens to Nkechi that falls under this group that she has been using obscure and obscene and all this instead of
Yeah.
using simple English. So that's it.
Mm.
So for your question, like Mary said, now you have to do your research. The most important getting this scholarship is one of the easiest thing you can have. But
Mm.
how you present yourself, your research is what matters.
Okay.
This is something I was tweeting about sometime last year.
Yeah.
You have to look at the statistics. This was a problem for me. This was part of what killed me. I didn't get that scholarship. You have to
Mm.
look at the statistics. Now, I'm going to talk about it from non-STEM because I see that Maori has a lot of experience for STEM.
Yes,
So he's going to
exactly.
talk about that.
Yeah.
So for non-STEM, now I'm going to use it with I'm going to talk about it with my experience.
Yeah.
If you're going to apply for a scholarship, like he said, you pick out the schools you want. Now, Sweden does not have so much schools. It's just 10 million people. So they're
Okay.
like over how many schools. So you pick out the schools. You
Mm-hmm.
pick out how many offers, 100% scholarship, 75%. You know what you can afford. You know what you if you don't get the SI, if you get 50% scholarship, can you pay the remaining 50%? If you don't
Mm.
get the 100%, if you get 75, can you pay the remaining 25%? So these are
Mm.
the things you do. You pick out those schools. Now, when you finish picking out those schools, now you go into it and you do your research. You go to that website that Mary is talking about. And for me, what killed me was I was being over ambitious. I
Okay.
started I went for schools like I went for school
Um.
Lund.
Okay.
I went for Lund. I went for this other university, the first university in Sweden.
Wow.
I've forgotten the name of that university again. Oh, Lund.
Um.
That was my first choice.
Okay.
That was my first choice. And these are universities that these people reserve for their citizens. They reserve this admission process. Like Mary said, each section, these people know how many people they want to take in.
Okay.
And that number is not going to change because Nkechi feels that she's better off than any other person.
Okay.
If they're going to take in 20 people, that 20 people is what is going to be. Except if
Mm.
one person drops, then another person can come in. That's the waiting list. So before
Mm.
you do it, you go, you check the research, you check how many people do they take in per section. You check in that thing, in that when you check it, you can also see when you go to the departmental website and everything, you can see the names of the people that actually got admitted. Now
Oh.
yes, you can see like where the countries they come from. It might not really be their names, but you can see the countries they come from. You will see
Mm.
that for that school that I told you that I didn't get in, I think that year they took in 15 people and 14 people came from Sweden. They just took
Wow.
in one person from, I think, Asia or something.
Wow.
So that was me wasting that my time and wasting my slot for that school. And
Mm.
then when it comes to the scholarship for any school, like if you're going to apply for internal scholarship,
Mm-hmm.
your first choice matters. Your first choice is as important as anything.
Okay.
Because when you do your research, you are going to see the statistics. Now,
Okay.
if I'm going to pick in, for instance, let me say Lund University,
Okay.
and I see that okay, they take in 70 people, and then they are always open to taking in foreigners and not even so much Swedish people.
Yeah.
That's the kind of school you should look out for. What are the chances? How many Africans do they take in? How many? I mean, we are from Africa, that's your continent. So you
Yeah.
do all this research and then you see if that school is capable to be your first choice. Because your
Mm.
first choice is very important. Yes,
Mm.
you have four choices. You can apply for scholarship for all four choices, internal scholarship.
Okay.
But then schools are very, they care about how you rate them. Now you
Okay.
can't go and put them as third choice, apply for their scholarship, and you expect them to give you when there's another person that puts them as first choice and apply for their scholarship
Mm,
and is even more academically brilliant than you.
mm,
So these
mm,
are the things. These are the. I don't know how to. I don't even know what to call it. These are the logic. You have to first do your research.
mm,
Check out the application. You will see it. These people are very open. They have information. They keep it online. It's open. But then the
mm.
problem is that we don't check. We don't read. We don't research. This is a
Yeah.
tech country. They care about tech. Everything works with tech. You have to take the bus. You use your phone. You have to sign. You pay your rent online. You sign your
Everything's
contract
online.
online.
Everything I do here is
Everything is
online.
online.
Everything.
So they keep this information online, but it's just if you are willing to check and see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is how to go about it. I mean, for me, I don't know about any other person, but I feel like that statistics matter, your first choice matter, the continent you come from, you see it, they'll put it there, how many people came from Africa. And then one important thing to note. Now, when it comes to masters in Sweden, when it comes to Swedes generally, a lot of
Yeah.
them don't like to study.
Yeah.
I'm working, but the people that are my bosses, they didn't go to university. Most of
Wow.
them stopped in Hochschule.
Wow.
They stopped in high school, and they train their people when they finish high school year. They ask them to go into different areas. Which
Mm-hmm.
area do you want to go to? Maybe you want to be a painter, you want to be an electrician, you want to be driving buses. These are blue collar jobs, but they pay more than even office jobs.
Of course, even here in Canada, blue
Yes,
collar
so
jobs pay more.
exactly. So these people don't even go to. Very few of them go to the university.
Yeah. They
So
don't
when
even
it comes
care.
to BSc, when it comes to
Mm.
BSc, yes, at least maybe 70%, 60% still try to go for BSc. But when
Mm.
it comes to masters, in Sweden, masters are purely for international students.
Even in Canada, everywhere, masters
Yeah,
and PhD are
like
for
in
Purely
international
for
IT.
students.
international students.
Why?
Purely for
Why? If I'm a
international
citizen
students.
of, if I'm a Canadian citizen or a Swedish citizen, why should I do a
Exactly.
masters? Why?
Exactly.
I
Purely
have a
for
job.
international
There is job
students.
now, so why
Exactly.
should I be
Yeah,
looking?
can I say something? Can I say
Yeah, yeah,
something?
yeah. You can.
Yeah, this is how they do it in IT field here. So they don't have BSc. I think I don't know when they started, but I all the guys of they interacted with, they don't have BSc for IT. So what they do, if you want to do any IT related course, you do it for
Hmm.
5 years. So the five
Okay.
years is BSc and masters joined together. That's how they
Mm.
do, so that you will not run.
Mm.
Yeah, that's how they do it here right now.
Oh,
Okay,
that.
okay. I don't know, Jennifer. Are you done? Let me just say small few stuff before we
Yeah,
proceed.
you can
Yes.
go ahead.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can. You can. You can.
Now, please, I remembered when I think there was a school I applied to in Ireland, and I think I got the admission. Though the course was not that very good, I didn't like it, but I got the admission. Then I had a
Okay.
friend there. He told me, like from what Jennifer said, these people, if they don't work, their government will pay them. Okay.
Mm.
Then make sure that the course you're going to do is not a course like you're going to struggle job with them, because they will choose them. They will not choose you. Even you yourself in the Nigeria here, if you be outside, oh sorry, I beg, we get a lot of people here. If your brother is in a one company like that, so another person comes and you are there, and you're qualified, you're not qualified, your brother will choose you unless he doesn't know what
Yeah.
he's doing. So
Yeah.
likewise, these people they will choose themselves. So what you need to do, make sure like I used to like okay, there was a lady, she studied statistics and mathematics and statistics. Then she wanted to do her master's in Finland, and I told her, okay, no problem. You look at this, you can do machine learning, and I think one other course like that. It was IT related, and she did that. So if you're doing something like business, these people they have business everywhere.
Yeah.
They have business students. If you go to business, you see a lot of them there. They don't like things that will disturb them. Okay,
Mm.
so if you do business, you can leave business and do digital marketing,
Yeah.
kind of IT related. So if make sure that anything you're choosing, okay, somehow, okay, if you're doing education, make sure you go to education. Just make sure you go to education straight.
Okay.
Okay. So make sure don't like something like maybe you try to like do a course and like we're discussing something in the forum. The guy was saying, that was the truth, but Nigerians were like other country like acknowledged and accepted it. Nigerians were like, "Ah, you don't want me to come to abroad. You don't. It's not like that." Okay, he was saying that he felt bad like seeing someone spending money on business courses here in Sweden or in
Mm.
any Europe country. Okay, which it was the truth. Like for me, if I look at like, oh, I have a lot of like if it comes to like knowledge about something, if I want to get that, I will take time and do it, and I will have it.
Yeah.
Okay, then I like when I now look at them and they were like, that's the reason if I say something, I said I'm not in any debate with you. So anything I say, if you don't like it, go and research.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah. Go
on the
on.
process, you can see something more better than that. Okay. And when the guy was saying it, and they were arguing with the guy, I did not say anything in the group,
Yeah.
and I trust myself. I can be there and I'll just be looking at you guys till I'll just go my way. I won't say anything. And but that was the truth.
Just like you
How
have been
can
doing
you
for us now in the private group.
no. It's not like that. It's not easy. I don't just want to talk about that. I always like talking about
Yeah, I
positive
understand.
side of things. So you can see
Okay.
you're bringing like maybe if you're paying fees and you're coming to do a business course.
Yeah.
Okay, try to manipulate. Look at go to inside the school like a specific requirement. Okay, if you're doing business like what I said, business or marketing, you can do digital marketing. To be very candid, you will do well when you finish.
Mm.
Hmm?
Yeah, yeah. We
But
are, we
for
are
you
getting
to
to all of
do
that.
okay,
Yeah.
but for you to do all this and like maybe that is what you do, and the next thing that you now bring all those money to Sweden or to any other Europe country to study a course like even I had a guy here, he's doing quantum physics.
Mm-hmm.
Why I know the guy back home, we were in one group. So because I did analytical mechanics and classical mechanics and quantum physics,
Yeah.
quantum mechanics, doing my BSc. So we used to like he used to ask me some questions and books.
Mm.
So and I gave it to him. I tell you, they have only 12 people, and out of those 12 people, 11 are not from Sweden.
Wow.
They only have one guy from Sweden, and he's telling me that even they are begging the guy to go to school, sir. And the course is very difficult. And he has finished. The day he finished, that's when he got work. Like in this,
Wow.
there is a company called ABV.
Yeah.
And I think they are paying him close to either 35 or 30. I don't know what he said that time. Monthly. You see, so that's it. Don't just even though you're doing a course that is not that, but make sure that it's not something that you come down here after
And
your
mm,
program, you're now struggling. Like Nigerians will say, you come my papa house, come the struggle food with me.
yeah, yeah,
So normally, so
yeah.
those guys will feel like that.
Yeah, I
Okay,
understand.
so
Okay, so
it's
thank you very much. Let me quickly read the tips that I wrote here last year on my Twitter page about the individual scholarship from school. Somebody saying the school internal scholarship, please enumerate. So let me just quickly read. I said tip number one, you don't need to write an email to any professor for you to be in
mhm.
Sweden. Number two, you can apply to as many as 4 schools. I think Jennifer said that. Number three, many schools prefer that they are the first choice. I think you said that before they can allow you to apply for a tuition scholarship. I don't know if that's true now because you guys said this thing changes. This was in 2020. So you must be very technical about your choices. And I said, don't apply to competitive schools so that you can have higher chances. I think you said that, Jennifer, too. And also, you don't need any English test if your degree is taught in English for Nigerians, for sure. And then you said they rank according to performance than gender. This is what I want to confirm. Females generally have more advantages than male when it comes to a Swedish scholarship and Swedish admission. Is that true, Jennifer? No laugh. Oh, you go answer that question. See, let me continue. Okay, so I also said here that your SOP must be very superb. And then I said, after your master, so we'll discuss that anyway. After this, we'll talk about the visa process, and then we'll talk about what happens after you finish schooling. Because I know that in Sweden, you can have permanent residency, in case many people don't know. In Sweden, you can have a permanent residency. So, Maori, you have your PR very soon as you are finishing your degree. So, Jennifer will tell you as it be. Okay, so Jennifer,
uh,
the floor is yours.
Okay, what's okay, the question about gender.
Yep.
Okay, like I said something, I said Sweden is a country that I mean, it's a country that anybody would love. It's just that there are a lot of things that hinder us as Black people, as Africans. So yeah, when it comes to the gender thing, I won't say it's a lie, and I won't
Okay.
say it's true.
Okay.
Now, Sweden is a country that stands up against any form of stereotypes.
Okay.
It fights any form of. Sweden operates what do we call it? I think a monarchy.
Okay.
We have a king and a queen. Even though we have a prime minister.
Yeah.
And then the next person, the next, like the next person to take over is a princess.
Wow.
And she's the first person, yeah, she's the first in history. They took out the stereotype that it has to be a man or it has to be a boy before he can be a crown. But she's the firstborn, and then they made her the crown princess.
Wow. That's nice.
So yeah, when it comes to Sweden, they fight against any form of stereotypes. You have ladies driving buses, you have ladies driving trams. They always want to balance it. They believe that whatever a man can do, a woman can also do. So when it comes to some courses like IT, tech, those kind of courses that typically are meant for men, when it comes to dredging or electrician, all these kind of things, they love to see women have interest.
Mm.
If there are five men and two women, be
Mm.
rest assured that those two women will go. Then they cannot
Mm.
take two men to balance it up, or three men to balance it up. But that's just how it is. They like to see that both gender is actually at the same level or is actually growing. So the thing with all those courses, like Maori said, is when it comes to all those tech courses, a lot of women don't venture into it. Me too, my brain no fit carry am.
If it carry, if
My
it
brain no
carry.
fit carry am,
See, no,
basically,
it
because
does, it does. Okay,
the
can I
history I
say
have with
something?
those courses
No,
is quite.
let her finish, please.
Okay,
Yeah, in
okay.
Nigeria they abuse you. Teachers abuse you, they insult you, and we have this kind of system where you don't know how to express yourself. You don't know. Here you talk, you tell your teacher. I was so surprised. Here you have somebody that we're in class one day and the woman was reading from the book, and a lady stood up and said, "We didn't come here to read from a book. We came here
Wait.
for you to lecture us."
Hey, wait.
They do it here. There's freedom.
Yeah.
When you pay for a service and you're not getting it, you go to the supermarket. I was at the supermarket one day, and a tram driver, this is somebody that earns over 50,000 Swedish crowns every month, or 40,000
Wow.
Swedish crowns every month. That's like over 2.5 million per month, or 3 million. She
Wow.
was in front of me to pay, and then she got wrongly charged for something she was buying. She was buying groceries, and then she had, I think, 5 krona left,
Wow.
or 4 krona. But she stood on that line. They had to go and check everything and give her back her money. It's 5 krona. She might be going out and it might drop from her store, from her
Yeah.
purse. But
Yeah.
it's important that she takes it out from that store. It's
Yeah.
important that they don't cheat her. So that's how it is when it comes to these people. They like to keep a balance. So when
That's
they see
nice.
women thriving in this kind of courses, they love it. They love it.
Mm.
Just like in Nigeria, we see when we have these stereotypes of of how a man should be, and when you see a man is coming up and he's being what he's supposed to be, a man. So that's how it is here.
That makes sense.
I'm not going to say that is a lie or is the truth, but
I think I get it.
yeah, I'm just going to say that basically they just love gender equality, which is the
Mm.
SDGs. Like I say, it always
Yeah.
falls back to the SDGs.
SDGs.
Whatever
Okay.
you're doing, always try to fall back to the SDGs.
That makes sense. Let's quickly answer some questions before we go back to our Maori. Please, can someone submit the transcript online or send it directly to the school?
Send it directly to from the school. That's one of the problem they had. They say a lot of Nigerians formulate transcript, a lot of Africans formulate what is not there and send it to them. So they want your school with their email address to send it directly to them.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, a
So,
lot of yes. Don't I when I was having problem getting my transcript from my school, like making them send it direct, I uploaded it myself and they just canceled it and told me unqualified. So don't even bother.
wow,
Well,
That's
no matter
nice.
what you write, it won't work. Just have
Oh,
them send it directly from your school.
wow, that's a lot. So you need to pay your school to send it to all of those 4 schools that you're
No,
applying
no,
to.
no.
No, just send it. They use one application portal.
Oh, there is just one portal. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Just send
That
university
makes
send to
sense.
alive.
admissions.se. That's just send it directly to them.
Okay, so they will find a way to
Yeah, they
distribute
will
the
find a
copies
way to distribute it to the other schools.
the
That's
other
not your
schools.
problem. Just send it to that.
That makes sense. Now, is it necessary that the work experience must be course related, like a biochemist that has only classroom experience? Very good question. I want to study biochemistry and I have classroom experience, so no work experience. What can the person do? This is Ayodiji Olatunde.
You
Okay.
want to study biochemistry and you
But
have only work experience.
yeah, just one classroom experience.
What do you
No,
mean by
but
classroom
the
experience?
person
Like
is a teacher.
just
No,
being taught
but
in school?
no. Biochemistry. The person did biochemistry, but the person is a teacher. That's what the person.
Aha! Of course, that is a work experience. You are teaching. I don't. Is that not when you leave the house in the morning? Are you not saying you are going to work?
Okay.
Is that
Okay.
not a work experience? Or maybe I'm getting it wrong, but I feel like that's a work experience.
Okay. Okay. So,
If you leave the
uh,
if you are a teacher, you leave your house in the morning, you are going to work, and at the same time, you are being a leader. You are leading people. You are teaching people.
mm, okay. So I think people are looking at the work experience as something that has to be packaged.
No, you don't
And
have to be in a corporate environment. This is what I'm saying. The blue collar jobs here pay. You can be an electrician, a plumber, and still apply. You can be
mm,
whatever you want to be and still apply. You can
ah,
have a tutu and still apply. You can be anything and still apply. Just be
oh.
yourself.
Okay, thank you very much. This person is saying that, can you talk about the transcript issue? He said, I already started the application, but we need to go and reevaluate my choices if of institutions now. Will my unit send it to the individual? Okay, I think we've answered that. It has to be sent to the Mr. Oladapo, it has to be sent to the direct universityadmissions.se, like you said.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
the
just
application portal.
but that's the application portal. So just let it be sent there, and then so that we can move. Now, we have just some minutes left. The visa application, how does it work? If you have a SISGP and you have a normal school admission, how does the visa application work? Maybe I should allow Maori talk about from your experience. How does it work?
Okay. I think before I talk about the visa process, let me talk about the work experience. The
Okay.
person said, okay. I don't know how we define the work experience. That's the problem we're having right now. Okay, if you go to the page like the work experience form, okay, is it's kind of see to be very candid. Even though you're like those people that keep babies, how do they call them?
Nannies or something.
Nanny, perfect. And there is a company that will stamp your form that you were a nanny, and
Okay.
maybe like the masters like you're applying to has something to do or related to nanny. That is work experience.
Okay.
Okay, so it mustn't be because the only thing is that they don't know if you work there or not. So what that will proven that efficacy is that the stamp,
Okay.
okay, the stamp
Exactly
because
what I
they
say.
will
If
be
you're going
stamped.
to lie from the beginning to the end.
So the stamp, so they will stamp it. So they will stamp. So if there is no stamp there, if there is no stamp, and another important thing is that I don't know, maybe it won't be here. Maybe it will be in the group. Maybe
Okay.
when you're ready, you can tell me in advance.
Yep.
About submitting the document also is very important. When I
Yep.
think the most important part of this document, everything we are saying now, it does preliminary, like starting stage. Okay, the most important thing is those questions you answer when you submit those documents. I use 2 days to understand that platform.
Mm,
Yes, that is my own personal experience. I use 2 days,
okay.
so you can submit it and leave it. So I use 2 days to understand. So when I understand that it's kind of a state space platform that I have an if condition that
Okay.
when this question is answered like this, then do
This is
this
the way you
condition.
should do it.
Yes, erase it. So I now leave it. I left it. Then early in the morning when your brain is calm, and I came back and I looked at it and I saw that I made some series of mistakes and I corrected them. I leave it. So when I came back from work again, I looked at it before I submitted it. So that one is very, very important. Some people don't understand because I had it. Like she said something about IT. I wasn't happy about that. That's kind of not women oriented. No, don't say that. The issue is that
No, it's
see,
not. That is the truth.
okay.
It's
So let
recently
me
that
let me
women
let
are
me
going
just say
into
something. Let me
IT.
say
Of
something.
course,
Let me
that's
say
the bitter
something.
truth.
Let
Yeah.
me say something. In my
That's
school,
the bitter truth.
I have a lady. She's working with them. is it Mastercard? Those credit card.
Okay. Yeah, Mastercard is a credit card company.
Yes, perfect. That's where she's working. Now, let me tell you, she studied my course. It's just that those people that studied that course that time, like, were kind of the, I don't know how God brought all of us together. Like, we understand how things work. Now, for example, um, okay, I'm doing embedded system right now. I've never
Mm-hmm.
for once my program. Embedded system is about programming microcontrollers. Okay, all your refrigerator, washing machines, anything you're using, timers and all those stuff. They are all phones. They are all embedded systems. Like your keyboard, they are all embedded systems. So
Yeah.
inside a bigger system, controlling the systems, also all those things. Like, but it was kind of difficult. But I know where to go. You understand? Now, the issue about Nigeria is that they don't have good teachers. So we realized that they don't have good teachers. So we left them. Okay, like I did Coursera course, something like that, and
Yeah.
I did computer and programming concepts or programming architecture there. So most of us we did that. Some of us use Udemy.
Yeah.
Okay, and if you use those places, like just understand what you're doing, and they are going to explain it. And most of us, we have sites that you can download textbook. We can download like up to 30 textbooks. Then we choose the one we love. We choose the one that will simplify the whole process. So that's how we learn.
So sorry, Mario, so that I will not waste time. Can you quickly go to the visa processing? Because it's almost 2 hours
Okay.
now.
Okay.
Yeah, we can draw all
Now,
of these things in the
the,
group.
the,
Yeah.
the SI owned is just very simple. You don't
Okay.
pay for the visa application. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, you just send the document SI sends to you, like all those documents. You just send it to the migration. Okay, is it
Okay.
something vacate or what? Is it migration vacate, something like that? So you
Okay.
just send it to them, and like an SI, it will not take up to, the maximum I've seen is 1 month. Your permit will be ready, so you will
Okay.
not pay the application fee. You don't pay anything.
Okay.
And
Oh,
also, I should also tell you guys that SI also pay for your flight.
makes sense. They pay for your flight. Makes sense.
Yeah, they pay for your flight. They gave you 40,000 sec, so you can times that with 16 naira.
Oh boy.
Immediately you land
Let
to,
me press my calculator. 40,000 set times 16 here. No
so
time.
immediately
That's
you
my
land.
gentle.
So immediately you land, they will just give you the money cash. So forty
Cash.
thousand, yes.
Oh
They
boy.
will just give you a debit card. Debit card is something like this. Something like this. They will just give you something like this.
Okay.
So
Wow. Makes
it's
sense. So
called
you
ICA card. Okay.
just be
Yeah.
withdrawing money anyhow. Settle
Yeah,
your village
you
people.
don't you don't withdraw money anyhow here. Oh. If you withdraw, you don't withdraw money anyhow here. So
Okay.
you don't withdraw money anyhow. So that's it. And but for those that will get the internal scholarship, it also, see, to be very candid, and if you can get either the SI or the internal scholarship,
Yeah.
everything will be very simple for you.
Okay.
Yeah, I've not seen anybody that has SI and internal scholarship that has gone for interview.
Okay.
So the system is so coordinated in such a way that I think they asked me for another document, and
Okay.
I contacted SI, and I
Okay.
contacted them like this night when I came back from work. Then
Okay.
by 6 o'clock, they now send me a message that my visa is approved. So, so
Mm.
you asking me another additional document when you know that the student government has already given me a scholarship. That
Mm.
means like you're trying to say that student government doesn't know what they are doing. So
Yes.
maybe they caution the person or whatsoever. I don't understand. Early in the month before, I think I wake up around 5 o'clock. I saw the message that this thing, everything was okay. Okay.
I see.
So you see.
Yes.
So, but if you're coming to pay fees, you're likely to attend interview. And
Okay.
these people, when you attend interview, it's not easy. Like
Ah.
presently now, if you attend interview, what happens? They will even it can even take you like up to 3 months before your payment will come out,
Oh, I
if it
see.
will even come out. But if you win the scholarship,
Yeah.
SI, you will not pay the application fee.
Okay.
Your visa process is just very simple. It's
Okay.
straightforward. Like
Okay.
you just send the document,
Okay.
fill the form, send the document, just go
Okay.
and sleep.
Okay.
Okay. Then, but if you have the internal scholarship, you will pay for application fee.
Okay.
But you may not. I've not seen anybody, all the Azims and all those guys, that got the internal scholarship. Because in that group, I think we had like up to 30, is it 15 to 30, I think so, people that got internal scholarship.
Ah. Okay.
So, but you pay for the visa,
For the visa
the fee,
application fee.
yeah,
Yeah,
fee. But you will not attend interview. I've not seen any of them that attended interview. But if
I
you are
see.
using your own money,
Yeah.
the first thing when you send your statement, so later on they will call you for interview that you should bring a new statement that
Okay.
correlates with the former statement. So if you
Okay.
bring a new statement and it doesn't correlate with the former statement, you know what that means.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's
that's another way. See, to be very candid, to leave Nigeria, if you can get a scholarship, either internal scholarship
oh
or a full funded scholarship, that people somehow you'll be respected.
yeah, I agree with you.
Because I remember when my I was there in Sweden, my course coordinator sent me a mail that my visa something 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 is that is unstable. If I'm here in Sweden, that if I'm not in Sweden, that I should make sure that I'm here in Sweden. You know, like he sent me that message. You know, so you see, they have a kind of some a little respect for you
Okay.
because if
Okay.
you tell someone here you want a scholarship, they will say, yeah, wow, you're very intelligent.
Yeah, that's the general perspective. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Jennifer, do you have any additions to it for the visa, your experience that you need to add to it? And also, you can just answer the question together with what happens after your masters, and also, can you get a PhD program? So, three questions: Can you get a PhD program? What happens after your masters? What's your experience for visa process?
Okay, for the visa process, like Maori said, I don't know which group he belongs to, but I know
Yeah.
somebody that got the internal scholarship and still had to go for interview. I
Okay.
mean, basically, what I would tell you is these people that are doing this application, they are people like you. They are different people. So when it comes to applying in Sweden, or when it comes to even after 1 year, your renewal and everything, they
Mm,
have case officers. And these case officers are people. Just like the way you have people, some people want to, prove difficult, some people want to, make things easy for you.
mm.
And thankfully, from his group, a lot of people have had it easy. But
Yeah.
like I said, I have somebody recently that just came 2 months ago and he went for the internal scholarship
Mm.
and he also went for an interview. And
Okay.
then that interview sometimes it's just, it's just a way to shaking you up. I mean, I
Oh,
paid
okay.
fees, I did
Yeah.
everything, but I didn't go for an interview,
Mm.
Yeah. Some people
because
don't.
in my documentation and everything, you have to prove to them that, this is what you are, this is how you are. And most times when they call people for interview is maybe if you don't really show in your application that you are going to go back to Nigeria. And I
Ah,
always tell people in
they should
every of
not.
your application, always insist, always say you are going back to Nigeria, always
Okay.
state what you are going back to Nigeria to do, always state how you are going to go back and what you are going to achieve and everything. So
Mm.
that's always the problem.
Mm.
So
Okay.
yeah, that's it for the visa process. And I mean, of recent, it has become a little bit tougher than my time. My time, it was way easy after
People
one
are
month.
plenty now. Many people want to
Yeah,
japa.
a lot of people are plenty. A lot of people are getting information. And then
Yeah.
Sweden as a country, like he said, they are conservative people. They don't really like, so much people. Of course, they welcome everybody, but like a lot of people are coming here to misbehave. Of recent, we are hearing different issues with Nigerians over here. People are coming
Mm.
here getting involved in fraud. So all this is spoiling a lot of opportunities for people back home. That's not something we're going to talk about here, obviously. But these
Yeah.
are these are things that are happening, and these things, affect other people that are coming over here. So these are
Mm.
some of the things that is becoming really tough for
Okay.
people. But like he
Okay.
said, when you get the SI scholarship, it's way, way easier.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just like I was saying last year, I mean, getting a scholarship in this country is one of the best things that can happen to you. I would never advise my enemy to come here and pay fees. I
Mm.
won't, because I believe that when you get the scholarship, I mean, the scholarship application is they pick 350 people out of 50,000 people.
No, not
Or
50,000. It's
it depends on the whole
10,000.
application. Like you
Yeah.
have a lot of people
The highest
applying
is this
till
year's on is 10,000. It will
Okay.
not be
yeah, you have a
10,000.
lot of people that apply the admission process till they filter those that get admitted.
Okay.
No,
So when
no,
Okay.
it
no,
comes
Okay.
no,
to
no, 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 no. It's not like that. It's kind of like immediately everybody applied.
Mm-hmm.
They will send a notification, like a thank you notification. that this year, I think you can see it in the site this year
Yeah,
that
that's what I'm
a
saying.
total.
When you apply, it's not everybody that gets admitted.
Yeah,
No,
sure.
I'm not talking about the admission.
That's what I'm talking about. From the
Okay.
whole people that apply, and then the people that get admitted is like a different number. So
Yeah,
maybe
of
I think
course.
last year it was 9,000, around 9,000 or 10,000 people that applied for the scholarship.
Okay,
But
okay.
then when you now pick 350 people out of 10,000 people,
That's that's
so
too
it's
small.
like the whole universe is aligning for everything to work in your favor. So
Yeah.
that's like the beginning of a lot of things. For yes, I know a lot of people that got the scholarship and things have really, you settle down, you go into the system and you are able to take it one step at a time. But when you come here and you have to pay school fees, it's a whole lot of mess.
Mm.
Yeah,
So
it's
if
kind of
you
very
can,
difficult.
if you should, if you will, please get a
Get a
scholarship.
scholarship. Okay, so now what happens after the master's degree? And okay, can you get a PhD? Let's answer that one first, straight up.
Yes, you can. Of course, you can get a PhD. You can apply for a PhD. But the problem is when you are applying for a PhD here, they always want to see. Are you talking about applying for a PhD after your master's here or
No, no,
applying
no,
for a
maybe straight
PhD
up
outside?
or straight up or after master's in Nigeria, PhD there.
Of course, you can apply for a PhD. You can apply
Okay,
for a PhD. Yes, of
okay.
course. But the thing about applying for a PhD is basically, I mean, I was at one point I was trying to apply for a PhD. Basically, when it comes to PhD, they consider people around the EU.
Okay.
I'm not saying they
Mm.
don't consider people outside the EU, but people within the EU have more chances.
Okay.
From my own experience, I'm
Okay.
talking about from non-STEM.
Okay.
Because when it comes to even applying for jobs here, the way it works is when they put out a job opportunity, the company is expected to get, you're supposed to look internal. You're supposed to look internal, like inside Sweden.
Mm.
Then, if you're not able to get people inside Sweden, then you can look out outside Sweden, that's around the EU. Then, is if you're not able to get somebody within the EU before you can now consider other continents.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
then
That
when you
makes,
come to considering other continents, you know where Africa stands.
of
We
course,
are
absolutely.
basically so
Yeah.
you have to be really, really exceptional
To get that PhD. Okay.
to
Yeah.
So
get
okay. So
that job when it
Can,
comes
okay.
to.
can,
But you
can
can
I can I add
always
up?
get a PhD.
Yeah, Mr.
Can,
Maori, you will add up. Let me quickly finish this with Jennifer. So, Jennifer, if you finish masters, what happens next? That's very important because people want to know. Because the aim is not even the masters. You know now. The aim is
Of
what happens
course,
after the master. So,
of
what
course, of
happens
course,
after masters? Just walk us through.
of course. So after your masters, now there are a lot of things that can happen. For people that want to leave, you have the opportunity to move to another country. If you
Okay.
want to stay, you have to get a job.
Okay.
Now the good thing about Sweden is they're not really concerned. You don't have to get a job in whatever you study.
Okay. Any post
It
something job
yes,
visa. Is it
yes,
2 years or 3 years?
yes. What?
The job visa. I mean the
It's
job.
1 year. It's a
it's
year.
1 year.
Oh, 1 year.
It's a
Okay.
year. It's a year. So it's not like I think I think that's how Germany operates. Before you can actually get that work permit and apply, you have to get a job in the course you studied to,
Okay.
you know, be able to work. But that's not how it is for Sweden. Sweden just cares about how, you finish working, you get a job,
Mhm.
you are
Any
contributing to
job. Any
them,
job.
any job, anything, provided you
Okay.
are paying tax, you are earning more than 13,000 Swedish crowns a
Okay.
month, you are contributing to the system, you are living a legal life, you are free of crime, you are doing what you're supposed to do, you are going according to the system. Then you just, apply for your work permit. They grant you 2 years. After 2 years, you renew it. They give you another 2 years. The next time, basically, you get the permanent resident.
Wow, that makes sense. 2 years, 2 years. So in 4 years, I can become a PR in
Yeah,
Sweden
in four
after my
years, you can become
masters.
a PR. After you get the PR, then I think you can wait a while. Then you apply maybe some months. Then you apply for the passport.
And you now get your passport. So in like 5, 6 years, I don't get my passport like this. So
Now,
that
so,
makes sense.
so
That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay.
yeah.
Somebody is also saying that if you have an HND, since they don't care about West, can HND apply?
Now that was something that I had. I had somebody ask me last year, and for me, basically, when you look at the application, when you go to university admission, for you to apply for a master's, they always ask for a university degree.
Okay.
Now the problem is when it comes to now when I be scholars, you people will tell us where HND fall in, but me, I've not seen anybody that came to Sweden with
It's HND.
HND. I've not
Okay.
seen. There might be, but I've not seen. I've not seen. I mean,
No.
I know one guy during my time. I don't know what he did. He applied for the masters. He got the masters. He's also in tech. I think he's in STEM. He got the
Okay.
masters course, and then he somehow did one or two things. Nigerians will never tell you the tricks, but
Of
he
course
did
not.
one or two things, and then they converted it to the BSc program for him, which is very rare, which happens on
Mm,
very, very rare
rare
occasions.
cases.
And it's a blessing to start from BSc here. So,
Mm,
but yeah, that's just one exceptional case I've seen. But when it
okay.
comes to HND,
The
walai,
thing, the thing be somehow. Okay, now if you have a
you get.
family, if you have a family, you have a wife, you have children, and you win SISGP, can you move with your family? That's question one.
You
Number
can
two.
move. You can move anybody related to you, provided
See,
is family, like children, husband. Like these children are
my
you. They are
mom, my dad,
no.
I
Of
can
course, you
move.
can't move your mom. You can't
You
move
still
your
shock
mom.
me.
You can't
I
move
would have
your
said
dad.
maybe
But your
all my
children,
village
your
people.
husband, you can have 5 kids. I know somebody that got the internal scholarship, and he came here with his 5 kids and a wife.
Wow.
So yes,
So
when
it
you're
means
applying
that
in the visa,
okay, but you need to have additional what do you
yes,
call it?
yes, yes. When you go to the website, you're going to see it. I think for you to have a stay in Sweden, you have to be able to provide for yourself. You have to have a minimum of, I think, is it 8,600 Swedish crowns a month for
Okay.
your monthly upkeep. So you are going to times it times 12 months for
Mm,
yourself. That's if you don't have a scholarship for yourself, for your wife, and then for the kids. I think the kids is a little bit lower. I think around 5,000
wow.
something times
Wow.
12 months. If you're able to show all this money, put it in your account, prove it, you are good to go.
Oh,
Because one
that's
thing
nice.
about these people is they care about family. They are never ever going to separate you from your family, your
That's it.
kids. They care about kids. In short, the number one citizen in
Priority.
this country are children. You can never
Wow.
see a child on the road and you are driving and you don't stop.
Mm,
You are going to prison. There's no two ways. Just prepare yourself. Just drive straight to the prison yard. So
mm,
that's just it.
that's good. Also, public health. Somebody's asking, public health is it good over there?
Public health. This was one of the things I wanted to say initially, but I think like it got lost in the conversation.
Okay.
One thing I would not advise people to come over here to study. I might be wrong. This is my
Okay. Your
experience.
personal
Make no
experience, yeah.
mistake. I'm not an immigration consultant or anything, but I mean, I've lived there for 2 years. I know people. I've seen people. I know how it is for a lot of people here, including myself also.
Yeah.
So one thing I will not advise people to come here to do is to study any,
Just
courses
any
that have
course.
to do with doctor,
Okay.
nursing, and all that. Basically,
Okay.
I don't even think they have masters for this program. You
Okay.
can see it in the application. They will take your application money, your application fee, and everything. But I
Mm,
don't think you get admitted. I'm not sure, but I don't think people with those courses get admitted.
mm,
Basically, courses that thrive here is non-STEM. You can get admitted
mm,
in non-STEM courses, IT,
mm-hmm.
IT, sustainable energy, all those things Maori is calling, all those machine learning, robotics, all those plenty grammar,
All those English, yeah.
all those English, their brain no fit carry am. So
Okay.
they look for people that their brain can carry it to come over here and study it because they
Oh.
care about life. Life here is very important. It's not like your country. Life here is one thing that is very important to them. So if you are going to come here to do dentistry or medicine or nursing, you have to start from the grassroots. You have to have the
Mm,
basic thing. And one thing is your skin type is different from their own. So they have to
yeah.
teach you how to operate on them. They have to, I mean, that was one of the things I wrote for my thesis. I wrote about, doctors and their situation in the labor market. So
Mm,
there are a lot of doctors told me how, when they were being taught in school, they were taught with white skin. They
mm,
were taught with white skin. They weren't taught with black skin. So they are not going to bring you here to come and study nursing or medicine and with you are black, you are a black person, and your orientation is already on operating on black people. It's different with white people. Yes,
Yeah, I agree.
something that they care about. It's not something that I'm going to advise anybody to, come here to
Mm,
study medicine. Or if you are going to have
mm.
to come here to do it, you have to, start from the basics, which is like the ground level,
Oh,
not
that's fine.
master.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So for someone like with a tutu and with work experience, is that person competitive enough in your opinion? Because I know
I
tutu can
mean,
apply.
tutu can apply, of course,
Yeah.
but like we said, the statistics matter.
Mm.
The statistics matter. If you have a tutu, you have a good work experience, and that course, maybe, okay, like you said, competitive and all that.
Yeah.
That course,
Yeah.
maybe they have 10 slots and only 5 people always go for it, or maybe 7 people always go for it and everything. You
Mm.
have a chance. But if
Mm.
it's really, really very, very competitive, and I'm not saying you shouldn't apply, but I mean, just do what you can and submit the rest to Baba God, basically. I'm
Mm.
not going to discourage anybody to not to try.
Oh, I mean, okay. So, someone with can you apply with just statement of purpose, statement of results? Sorry, statement of result.
No, 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 no. You have
Okay.
you have to have your transcript sent.
Oh,
Sent, not you applying, not you uploading it yourself. It has to
oh,
be sent from your
oh.
school
Yeah.
to.
So, okay. So, lastly, I just wanted to quickly talk about part-time jobs and financing your studies. How does it work for a Nigerian who has to finance himself or herself? What's your experience?
I
I
mean,
know why
that's
you're laughing.
basically me. That's basically
I know why
me.
you're
I
laughing. Oh, yeah.
worked and studied, and
How
it
did you
was
manage?
the one, that's you opening up. You're opening up a
Okay.
lot of things,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it was tough.
yeah.
It was tough, and I was grateful because that was when COVID happened. A lot of things we went online, and you had lectures being recorded. These people they were not used to the system. They were
Right.
still trying to figure out the system. Sometimes we'll come online and the recording is not working, and class will be cancelled for that day and all that. These were things that that worked in my favor, you know. So it
Mm,
was tough, but it's possible. I know a lot of people that are still doing it now. People have gone back to classes now. People are working and they're still studying. It's basically when there's a will, there's a purpose. If you have
mm,
it, you can do it. But make no mistake, like I always say, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna
mm.
be hard. You see how Mary is looking, you see his room, you see his hair, you see everything. I want to tell you, I was not looking this way. I was looking like a crazy person, a mad person. That is just it.
Because you have to finance everything.
Of
You have
course,
to
he's
pay your
looking
tuition
settled.
fee.
I
You
have
have
to pay my rent every month. I have to pay my school fees in 3 months. It's not even up to 3 months. Every 2.5 months, they've sent you notification to pay the next school fees and
mm,
everything. It was crazy. It was mad. You have to pay your rent. You can't be late on these things. Nobody is going to come to your door and knock and say, "Pay me my rent." Oh, no, nay, nobody will do that. But you are when in short, if you don't even pay when you're ready to pay, you'll be the one pursuing them with your money.
exactly.
So
True.
you have to meet up on a lot of things, and it was. I mean, Maori looks so good. I was not
Yes.
looking this. That's basically it.
So,
Okay.
good news. You are saying English test compulsory. I think you came late. No, it's not. It's not compulsory. Somebody is saying his education costs good. Anything education is also. Is it fine? Is it part of SDG education?
I
It
mean,
should be there now.
I know people that studied education here, but make no mistake, like Mari said, there are a lot of courses that you need to go back to the grassroots. I mean,
Mm,
you can study it, you can have it as a master's, but it's tough for you to
mm,
get into it. Now, one
mm,
course that thrives here, or one area that thrives here with or without going, is IT. It's tech, it's
mm. It's
sustainability.
everywhere. Everywhere. Tech.
Tribes here,
Everywhere.
you don't even need to know the language, you don't need, but we education, you have to go back. Even if you finish that degree, you have to go and get some extra certifications. You have to, so you find out that a lot of us are just in other field, we're just working to survive, and I mean, we have just forgotten about school. I mean, here basically, people that work in blue collar jobs earn more than people in offices. I'm not going to
That,
tell you don't come here to
that's the
study
truth.
education.
It's even
I'm going
true.
to
Even
tell you,
here.
study education, look for a job, anything, pay your bills, work, and God is going to bless the rest. That's just
I
it.
think that's most important. Okay, so Maori, so let's get back to you. I think you have some thoughts inside of you before we round up because it's
Yeah,
2 hours already.
I Yeah, to be very candid, okay, she was talking about getting maybe you are outside Sweden,
Yep.
and you're applying for PhD. To be
Mm.
very candid, I think in my school, I think I've attended like 3 job fairs. Okay,
Okay.
it's kind of very difficult for a Swedish company to like a standard Swedish company to like employ people from outside Sweden, or maybe like you having a certificate that is not from Sweden.
Mm.
Yeah, they find it very difficult. You know, the man was saying that. So that's the reason why you come here. When you come here through your masters, then after your master, it can be simple, okay, for
Mm.
you to get employed. Like
Yeah.
yeah, different from applying outside.
Yeah.
Okay, and another thing is that when you talk about PhD, we were talking about that in the class the other day. Um, they have field that kind of they are working with or looking into. You know, here in Sweden, schools correlate with industry. Like the other day, like there's this guy that is doing what is he doing something development. I think that system design or whatsoever. So
Okay.
what they do, the assessment is going to the companies, and company will give them their problem,
Okay.
like the problem they have, and they solve. So imagine that. Then after, then you can put that in your CV. Okay.
Mm.
So when you're applying for a job, you see, to be very very candid, after choosing your course, just go to
Yeah.
Glassdoor, okay, or any of those job agency or job site. Okay, put your course there.
Okay.
Just check how many like this thing you have. Like there are some jobs that can stay in a particular site for like 30 days, 60
Mm.
days.
Mm.
You know, that means they don't have much people doing that job.
Yeah.
Okay. To be very candid, you just go to those sites, then find out those things. It's very very important. So
Mm.
I think before I even choose my course, like this person said, okay, UML, the kind of a man that said that the code is the truth, but not the only truth. So he
Mm.
was the one that postulated that in 10 years, that people that code will not have job again, because we are having programs like simulations, MATLAB that can generate C code, like you can use in other code. So he
Mm.
was on saying that people that will be employed will be testers and people that program microcontrollers. So those kind of ideas, you must have them. Okay. So when you're applying, to be very candid, like I made a statement before, Richard, when he said that, okay, if there is a way you can do something that is simpler or cheaper than the reality,
Yeah.
that you should
Yeah.
use that way, instead for you to struggle with others.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's better for you to like I said, I keep on saying this. Maybe if you're doing marketing, digital marketing and marketing is the same thing.
Yeah.
If you're doing business, digital marketing is the same thing. There may be other things. If you're doing math and statistics, machine learning is the same thing. It's just statistics. Okay, it's just kind of engineering statistics, using analysis and everything and simulation. Okay, but putting it into application and real time. Okay, so
Mm.
it's still the same thing. So instead for you to like do maybe, I'm not saying that math is selling here. It's selling here very well. The companies like they employ those guys. Okay, just make sure that you accept you choose a course that when you come, it's not the real
You'll
truth,
be.
the final truth, but it has some truth in it, molecular of truth,
Yeah.
but not the real truth. You will not struggle with
Yeah.
anybody. Okay,
Yeah.
so like the other ones like
Okay. So you have to quickly
understanding,
round up because it's 2 hours already. We are rounding up.
yeah, yeah, understanding the document very well. So I don't know. So any of them that may wish, the person can join the private group, and maybe I think it will be around December. That's when we are going to have break. Okay,
Yeah.
because I have a project to run. Okay, and I will share some my I can share some documents. Okay, so that they can just look at it and have a sense of
Well, how it works.
just
So,
understand it.
okay.
Yeah.
So, okay. If they want to contact you, some people are asking for social media, and I know
No,
Jennifer.
no, no,
If they
no,
send
no,
the DM to
no,
Jennifer, she will not answer. I know her.
no.
Jennifer, she will
They
not.
should they
She will,
should
she will,
contact
she
you.
will have Ozud.
They should contact you. Just send them the WhatsApp group. Okay, just tell them, give them your Twitter account.
Yeah, I'm giving them. Yeah, they can contact
Yeah,
me. Anyone that wants to get
yeah.
your
Then
contact, and we
because
can
you
talk
know,
more.
I don't have time. You know, you even I squeeze this. It's because of one Emmanuel or something.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know the guy's name.
yeah.
To be very candid, the guy he has patience. To be very candid, he has, if you know, like I don't know his name. Actually, I don't know his name. With one other
Yeah, yeah.
guy, they have patients. They've been like talking to me for like I think it's up to a month right now.
Mm.
And then it was very difficult for me. Okay, to talk. So I because
Thank
of
you
that,
very much.
so I promised them that I will give them some stuff to look
Okay,
at.
no, 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 no problem. That final Emmanuel Che, nobody can talk about your chances. You want to apply for animal science? What are your chances? Nobody can answer that. You can only know your chances by applying. You don't know if you will score goal until you go to the penalty, until you go to the goal post. You cannot shoot and see if you can score or not. You cannot
I
say,
want
"Can
to
I
say
score goal?"
something.
by sitting in your house. You can only score by going to the fields. Okay, Jennifer, we are running on. Thank you.
I wanted to say something. Mario was saying something about, people, checking statistics and making sure they choose courses. And now, the problem is that now that you've told them, IT, of course, IT thrives, these courses thrive, but people would, look for a way to go, and you are studying education and you go and say you go
No,
and
no,
pick
no, no,
course
no,
of
no, no, no.
IT, or you go and pick
No.
robotics.
No, 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 no,
There
no,
has
no,
to be
no.
correlation. There
Yeah.
must be a correlation. There
Yeah,
has to be a
yeah. Can
correlation.
I say something? Because they have
Because
internal
these
requirements.
are these are these are the problems with Nigerians. We only filter the
Mm,
information we need. Now, where you're
mm,
coming from is different. I understand
yeah,
where you're coming from.
Okay.
You're trying to tell them there's an upgrade. There can always be an upgrade, something
mm,
into IT, which is very important, which is very necessary.
yeah.
But somebody will go and say they're studying banking now, and they will go and pick digital
No,
marketing. Your money will burn. You will just pay
Mm,
admission, the application fee, and
no.
yeah.
you will not get anything. Always
Mm,
find a link. Always find a connection or whatever.
yeah.
The
Thank you
most
very much.
important thing, like D1 used to say, is to yakba. From
Yeah,
there, you find your way. You might not stay in Sweden, or you might not, you just things would
you,
always align. Things
exactly.
I did not study tech or STEM, but I'm living here, and I
Of
mean,
course.
God is faithful. So
Yeah.
I'm just
Thank you
saying
so
this.
much.
I don't have any envy for IT people, but I'm saying that you all can always find your place, IT or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for balancing it. That's very thoughtful of you. Thank you guys so much. Anybody has more questions can ask on my social media and send me DM on Instagram, on Twitter. Thank you very much, guys, for coming. This 2 hours, 6 minutes. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. Any closing remarks before we go? Closing.
Nothing. Just always be yourself. Be consistent with your story. If you are going to lie from the beginning, please
Lie to the end. This is the most
lie to
important
the
thing.
end. Even
I'm
when you
learning
go
this
for
today.
interview, keep your
Okay.
lie. Continue to,
Okay. Be
thrive in
consistent
that
with the
lie.
lie.
Live in the lie. Make sure the lie is you and you are the lie. That's
Okay.
basically it.
Okay.
So, I mean, the
Yeah.
whole Yakpa story journey is not easy, but we
Okay.
have to do what we have to do. I'm not
Thank
saying
you.
go and lie illegally or do illegal stuff, but
Okay.
I mean, we
Um,
know
I,
what.
I, I I need to acknowledge the Ojetunji Elizabeth. Thank you for answering a lot of questions on the chat box. It seems you know a lot, Elizabeth. You know, send me a DM on Twitter. I think you know a lot on this thing. I don't know if you have jackpot or not. I mean, you are answering a lot of questions, which is very nice. So, Mauri, in 2 seconds, let's round this up.
Yeah, like be like when it comes to your document, please like what she said about correlation. It's the most. I think that's the key. Like your motivational letter must correlate with your work and leadership experience, and
Okay.
even your referee or the reference you're going to give must also correlate. Okay, so if you're giving like another thing is that maybe out of the four courses, the first course you put education, the second one you put business, the third one you put robotics, the fourth one you put programming. If you even manage to get admission, when you reach your visa application, the visa people will ask you that why did you choose this? Because I know one guy that chose four different courses and he was denied.
Mm,
Okay. So when it comes to the scholarship, there must be correlation in everything you do. So if you're lying, make sure it's not just normal lie, it's Abrahamic lie.
okay.
Lie with sauce.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
that's just it, okay?
Thank you very
And
much.
you must put time. You must. There is nothing you need to do. You just need to give time. You must prepare yourself and put up your mind. I used to tell people it's very difficult to get a scholarship, and it's also at the same time very simple to get a scholarship. So
Mm.
those two things, you must give yourself time and work on it.
Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. I'll be ending the broadcast now, and then you guys can watch this later. It will be on my YouTube channel, Japa with D1. You can also send it to everyone. Send it to people to be there for reference sake. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. So we'll be ending the broadcast now. Thank you.